talk about. And namely, what I'm talking about is, Ron DeSantis is being really, in a very hardcore way, Governor Ron DeSantis is being really targeted by the Biden administration in all kinds of ways. They are terrified of Ron DeSantis. Ron DeSantis represents something to them that, fears them, the future of the MAGA movement. And Ron DeSantis will be the second MAGA president. There's no question about that in my mind. Ron DeSantis will be the second MAGA president. He's my governor. And let me tell you something. This governor, Ron DeSantis, has done a textbook example of how it should be done in terrible times of tragedy like we've gone through in the year and a half. Do you know how long Florida's been reopened? How long has Florida been reopened? Florida was never closed. Okay? Florida was never closed. Florida's been open since day one. And the only parts of Florida that have been closed down longer, Florida has never been closed down. Never. The only things in Florida that have closed down for extended periods of time are things that the federal government has restricted after Biden came into office. But Florida's been open since day one and will continue to be open. The Democrats, they are terrified of Ron DeSantis. They know he's going to be our second MAGA president, and he is at the top of the list to be President Trump's running mate in 2024, which it would be spectacular. A lot of people say, no, he's a leader. He wouldn't take the bottom of the ticket. This is a much different situation. Trump comes in 2024. It's his second term. I think it's better to have 2 non-consecutive terms for President Trump. He's going to get more done in his second non-consecutive term than if he had a second term consecutive. It's true. But whoever President Trump's vice president is in 24, we know it's not going to be Pence. It's going to be probably DeSantis. They are guaranteed the nomination in 28. So that's why someone who's normally not a bottom of the ticket guy, like Governor Ron DeSantis, would take this. So the Democrats are very worried about that. Second thing, Ron DeSantis has on a couple of occasions humiliated Joe Biden. Joe Biden has called him out a couple times, and he is quick, man. He's like a stand-up comedian dealing with a heckler on stage, Governor Ron DeSantis. And he's embarrassed. Remember when, Biden, they had this thing where they concocted this Biden response about DeSantis. A reporter asks him about DeSantis, his comments on him, and Biden says, DeSantis who? And then he walked away, and that was supposed to be like, I'm the president, he's just some governor, I don't even know who he is. They go to DeSantis and says, well, I'm not surprised he forgot who I am. What else has he forgotten, Joe Biden? Oh, and that was it. When he humiliated Biden, that's when they've really started to go after him. Now, Florida is getting negative publicity like you would not believe. I'm going to play some audio in a little bit. But I was very surprised to see on Twitter this morning a trending hashtag that was just so strange to me. Florida is Vietnam. Florida is Vietnam is a hashtag that's trending this morning on the Twitter. And I'm going to play, they have a video that they put out, like an online commercial. It's kind of like a movie trailer kind of commercial. I'm going to play it for you coming up after the bottom of the hour break. But what they're arguing is that more people have died in Florida from COVID than Americans died in the Vietnam War. And there's an obsession with DeSantis in Florida. One of the obsessions they have with Florida is Florida went for Bill Clinton twice. Florida went for Barack Obama twice. And Florida is viewed as a toss-up state, a battleground state, and the Democrats want Florida back. And and so what they're trying to do is hurt Ron DeSantis. And the Biden administration has done something which is god-awful. And we're going to talk about it today. And I'm very, I'd like to say I'm angry, but I'm so worried. I'm more concerned than I am angry. The IV treatment for COVID, I always mispronounce it. Monochloral. Florida, because of our great governor, Governor Ron DeSantis, has set up the IV treatment centers throughout the state. Dr. Janae Lamaski, my therapist, Steve Kane's therapist, that IV treatment saved her life a couple weeks back. She got COVID, and she had it bad. And she went and got that IV treatment, and it saved her life. I just saw this morning on Getter, my friend Laura Loomer has the COVID now. Yeah, she's got I got a statement from her I'm going to read to you coming up in a little bit. But anyway, this IV treatment is a lifesaver. It's a lifesaver. Dr. Lamaski, she called us about this on the air a couple weeks ago. After she got the treatment, she was very, very sick. She felt better. The next morning, she was feeling a lot better. The Biden administration has seized control of the supply. They are not going to give it out as needed. They are going to this starts next week, by the way. They've taken control of the supply, and they're going to dole it out among the states equally, regardless of whether or not they need it. There has been an increase in COVID in Florida. That's a fact. Okay? It's not a conspiracy. It's a fact. I've lost 2 people I know to COVID in the last month. Okay? More and more people are getting it. That's a fact in Florida. However, in fact, I know more people in the last month who have had COVID than in the last year and a half prior. Personally, no. But I know that IV treatment is a miracle treatment. It's a miracle treatment. And it's not going to be as readily available here in Florida after next week as it is today, because the Biden administration is seizing control of the supply due to equity issues. They don't want states hoarding it, they say, and are going to spread it to states equally. Well, that means they're limiting the supply to Florida and other red states. And in the South, there is an increase in COVID. And Jen Psaki even confirmed this. She was asked by Emerald Robinson, the White House correspondent for Newsmax TV, about this yesterday, and she even owned up to it, Jen Psaki. Governor Ron DeSantis spoke on it yesterday. I'm going to play it after the break. I'm going to play you what Jen Psaki said about this yesterday and what Governor DeSantis here in Florida had to say about it. But this is government-controlled health care, right? And listening to Jen Psaki, I think she was very upfront about this, as chilling as it is. They don't believe enough people are getting vaccinated. They believe that this IV treatment is stopping people from getting vaccinated because they feel they have that safety measure if they get COVID. So if they limit the IV treatment ability, they think more people will go and get vaccinated. I mean, they're openly saying this. I think there's some truth to that. I think that's part of why they're doing it. I think another part of it is they don't like Governor DeSantis. Governor DeSantis is coming up for re-election as governor. He's very popular. He is expected to be our second MAGA president after Trump's second term in 2024. And I think they're trying to make Floridians turn against Governor Ron DeSantis. And I think part of the reason, part of the way they're doing it is taking control and limiting the IV supply treatment here in Florida. They think will turn on Governor Ron DeSantis. They blame him for the increase in COVID in Florida. Florida is a tourist economy, and our tourist centers are overloaded with tourists again, and have been for quite some time. You know, during the height of the pandemic, the beaches were empty. And, you know, I go to, you know, you guys make fun of me for going to Disney World all the time, but Disney World was a ghost town. Now you go to Disney World, it's jam-packed, our beaches are busy, and all the tourist destinations are busy. So we do have people traveling from around America into Florida. But the Biden administration, it's not just that they want to hurt Governor DeSantis, they certainly do, and they're trying to turn Floridians against us, against him, I should say. They also don't like that Governor DeSantis has stood up against passports and mandates for masks and other things, this school mask thing that he stood up very strongly on. So I believe this is one of those death panels we used to talk about back in 2010 during the Obamacare debates. And the government, the federal government, right at the White House, are withholding life-saving medical treatment to try to get Floridians to bend to their will and put pressure on Governor DeSantis to play ball with them. And I'm not angry about it because I'm very concerned about it. Because here I am in Florida and I'm worried that if a month from now someone I know gets COVID, are they going to have difficulty getting the IV treatment that I know saves lives? Dr. Lemaski. I use her as an example because so many of you know her. By the way, Dr. Lemaski, her radio show with Al Knight is Saturdays on our radio stations at 11 a.m. Eastern, so you guys can check that out. And if you're out of town, you can listen in on the iHeartRadio app, searching WWNN, our radio station call letters. They take live calls on the air, so you can check that out. If you're on hold, stand by. We'll take our break. I'll come back with some calls. I'll play for you the comments on this from Jen Psaki and Governor DeSantis as well. My name's Brian Craig. You're listening to The Steve Kane Show, Florida's longest-running radio show on the radio since 1977. We'll be right back.
Got you covered. AM 1470, FM 95.3, 96.9. South Florida's FM Money Talk Radio Network, WWNN, Pompano Beach.
Brian Craig here. Conservative Doug called me up live on the air to tell me about his
Steve Kane Show.
at Friendly Tire.
Two ball ties
Hey, Gary.
back of my Infiniti.
Steve Kane
I
Show.
called them up, and I always check
Hey,
prices
Dave.
first. Half the price
Steve Kane Show.
of
Hold on.
everybody else.
Half the price?
And
Half the price at
Half the
Friendly
price.
Tire. Wow.
half the price. And not only that, his tires, which nobody had, the tires I've been looking at, had any mileage guarantee. His is 60,000 mile warranty. So
Wow.
they're not only half the price, the price is good.
So you're a repeat customer over there at Friendly Tire. You bought new tires, right? So you bought new tires because they also sell used tires, starting at just $30 for most sizes. But you bought new tires.
I'll get back to January 6th in a little bit. I talked about it at the top, but I was getting buffering on my earlier feed, so I started a new feed. But I'll get into the January 6th later.
They never charge you to mount the tire, balance the tire, or dispose of your old tires. The price that they give you are out the door and on the road. And
Everybody should go there. I don't know how anybody can buy tires anyplace else.
If you're new here, make sure you subscribe, guys, and share this feed on all of your social media. Whatever social media you use, please share this video and my channel on all your social media.
977-9445, online friendlytire.net, or you can just stop right in. The address is listed at stevekaneshow.com. 5415 Northwest 15th Street in Margate, and that's just a little north of Coconut Creek Parkway on the east side of 441 State Road 7. Well, Conservative Doug, thanks so much, and I'm glad you got such a great deal on your tires at Friendly Tire in Margate.
Seniors, Medicare open enrollment is quickly approaching. Call I Will Advisors for a free review of your
Wesley, $5 super chat. Thank you. Everyone thank Wesley. Good morning, Brian. The Biden regime is a brutal dictatorship hell-bent on forcing us to get vaccinated with whatever it takes, whether it's legal or not. Yeah.
753-8080. The Steve Kane Show is brought to you by attorney Barry Siegel at the Siegel Law Group. Are you concerned with the distribution of your assets at the time of your passing? Avoid probate. Call the Siegel Law Group with 9 offices throughout South Florida, from Palm Beach Gardens to Coral Gables. Call toll-free 1-855-FLA-3782.
Listen to the Steve Kane Show on iHeartRadio. Just search for WWNN.
Alrighty, welcome back. 33 minutes after the hour. I'm Brian Craig. This is the Steve Kane Show. If you're on hold, stand by. Just to recap what we're talking about, Joe Biden, the White House, the federal government are seizing control starting next week of the IV COVID antibody treatment that has saved lives. And they're going to limit the supply that Florida and other states have. They're going to distribute it among the states equally, whether or not a state needs it. And this is pretty frightening. Now, we got Rabbi David on the line. And Rabbi David, you recently had COVID and had this treatment.
Oh, my goodness. Monoclonal antibody treatment. My wife and myself, we got it from a infectious disease, the doctor. You know, he gave it to us, the drip, 20 minutes. And we're perfectly fine. And I was very worried because, you know, I heard about Richard Pearl and gets really scared. But thank God that there's this monoclonal antibody. But now I have to call in because I spoke to the doctor who administered this to me because my son and his family got COVID, and he says he has none left. The government won't give him any, okay, and it's being regulated, and he can't get the drip.
Yeah.
So fortunately, my son did take hydroxychloroquine.
Well, I always forget, I cannot pronounce this treatment. Help me pronounce it, Rabbi, early on. Monoclonal, is that it? Okay, this monoclonal treatment saves lives, okay? And Dr. Lemaski was sick as sick gets with the COVID. It saved her life. And I know you've recovered from it. And what they're doing, well, let me finish, Rabbi. What they're doing is Biden is seizing control of a life-saving medical treatment that many people are using. Why? Because he doesn't like DeSantis. He wants mask mandates in school. He wants passports in Florida. He's not getting his way, so he's withholding life-saving medical treatment.
Well, I'll tell you, it's not just the monoclonal. My doctor told me that ivermectin,
yeah,
his other friend.
Yeah.
These are all things that save lives, and they want you to get the vaccine. So the way to get the vaccine is say there's no treatment. You'll die if
Well, I'll give you an example. Someone in Steve's family is that Steve's concerned about because they're a high-risk person. We were talking the other day, asking you guys to call us for where you could get the treatment, right? And there were two reasons we're doing that. We want to have somebody that we can share with the audience to send you guys, but also Steve has someone in his family who's very high risk, and we wanted to make a personal connection with a doctor in case they get the COVID that we can get them in right away. Someone in Steve's immediate family is a very high risk person with some lung issues and health concerns, and if they got COVID, it could be bad. So we wanted to have, and now we're finding out that now this life-saving medical treatment is unnecessarily being rationed because Florida is not bending to the will of the Biden regime.
Right, and by the way, for Steve's relative, apparently monoclonal antibody treatment can be given even before you get COVID.
I've heard that. I don't want to get into the medical advice stuff because, I don't want to get sidetracked on other treatments either. This one is one that we have in Florida. We have such an incredible system set up. We have testing everywhere. We're advertising testing at any lab test now in Boca and Coral Springs. This monoclonal treatment, Governor DeSantis set up places to get it around the state of Florida. Many people have gotten it. And, and now it's being rationed for no reason other than Governor DeSantis won't issue a mask mandate for Florida schools. I mean, I really think that's how this is going down.
Yeah. Listen, I can tell you firsthand that when they gave the script to me, they said you're going to be, sick for a day, and then you're going to feel great. And it was 100% that. When I got it, it was as if there was a battle in me because the stuff was doing its job, and I felt like garbage. Okay, and the next day after that, until today, I feel great.
The next day, you were feeling better. The next day.
It took one day. It was like one day, 24-hour period after I got it, that I was really sick. I thought, I'm really, really sick. But that was just it's doing its job. It was like a battle in me,
What do you think would have happened if you wouldn't have gotten the treatment?
Oh, I really worried. I was
Do you think if you wouldn't have had the monoclonal treatment, do you think you might not have made it?
I was very, yeah, I mean, after hearing about Richard Pearl and other people, and of course what's going on, I fear that I wouldn't have made it.
Yeah.
This thing it's a lifesaver. It is a lifeline, and it's not a big deal. It's 20 minutes to sit there and they give you an IV and you go home. Not a big deal. And here, and my wife had it, had the drip also, and she got it very early on, so she didn't have a peep of anything. I mean, she didn't even have a cough or a fever. You know what I'm saying?
Why do you think Biden's doing this?
Well, those two reasons are real clear. One is that they really wanted this whole vaccine thing. They got to make sure people get the vaccine and don't think there's any treatment out there. And certainly, when my doctor said that they're monitoring it for state of Florida, he told me, he said he can't get hold of it. They're picking on Florida. Well, you'd think they would go to Florida. They would throw this stuff at Florida to help people who are older and who are not well or whatever. And because there's so many people here from internationally and around the country. But no, that's
they're bringing. Not only have they been shipping in people coming in illegally from the southern border, they are bringing a minimum of 1,000 Afghan refugees are coming to Florida, and we have these, and they're withholding this life-saving treatment.
I mean, think about it. If this treatment was around last year, how many people would have been saved just all over. And so we're so fortunate that...
See, this is the thing. A lot of people I was talking to a good friend of mine, gets very upset when people use the Holocaust comparisons, right? He's Orthodox like you. It bothers him. But we're not saying that this is the Holocaust, but there are some analogies that we're dealing with now. We don't like Florida. Florida's not doing what the state wants, the state being the federal government. So we are going to withhold from people from Florida a certain treatment. This is not good. This country is taking a very people ask all the time. I've talked to you about this, Rabbi. How did the Holocaust happen? The last year and a half, we've seen example after example of how the Holocaust happened. It's mostly bureaucrats and local public officials going along with insane edicts from the federal government.
Yeah. I mean, listen, no one wants to use the Holocaust, but when it comes down to it, my God, what more comparison do you want? They want you to have a special Yellow Star passport, They want you to go ahead and monitor who's going to live and who's going to die, okay? They want an entire section ghettoed off Florida to die. You have a government control. I mean, what?
COVID numbers are up in Florida. For whatever reason they're up, it doesn't matter. We're all Americans in all 50 states, and this life-saving monoclonal treatment should not be withheld because we don't like Florida. We don't like their governor. They're not doing what we want them to do. But if we withhold this life-saving, a lot of people look at this treatment as a lifeline. Okay. Like I was talking to Steve the other day about this family member of his. They're very high risk and they won't get the vaccine. He says, but I know that if they have a runny nose, I'm going to get them tested and get them over there and get this IV treatment. Now that may not be possible.
It's very scary. I sat in the synagogue yesterday on Yom Kippur and read "Who shall live and who shall die." Okay, and I thought to myself, you know what? I'm actually able to sit here and I'm alive on this day in the Jewish New Year, etc., because I was able to get that drip and my wife was able to get it, and it's real. It's real. It's not make believe, and it's absolutely disgusting. I'm outraged. Even before you started speaking about it, I was running to the phone because I wanted to speak to you and let you know this is outrageous.
I don't know. I'm not angry. I'm worried, and I'm worried about our neighbors here in Florida. And I got a list of places, courtesy of our listening audience, where a lot of people called me when we did that shout out the other day. I got a list of places in case, and now it's a death panel, Rabbi.
Well, I went to this doctor that my doctor had said, go to the emergency room. That's where they're giving it. So I called up, I'm in Boca, I called up the emergency room, and they said to me, well, it's not a given you're going to get it. You can come down and wait and see, and we'll go through the various things to make sure. And I'm like, that's why I just went to a private doctor to get.
And you're on a timer. I mean, when for the monoclonal to work, you're supposed to have it within 3 days. But a lot of times you think, I just got a little cold for a day or two. Dr. Lemaski got it on day 4, and that's really beyond the window when you're supposed to get it. You don't have time to be searching around for places.
Everything you're saying is so true. I was sick for like over a week, and I got tested, and it was negative. But I said, how come this cold and this fever isn't going away? And then finally it said positive, and that day I ran to get the monoclonal. But I was sick for a while. I didn't. That's why my wife, when she got the monoclonal, it was very, very early on, and it worked like a charm because she didn't have one symptom.
Well, thankfully you didn't get it next month, Rabbi, because who knows? All right, Rabbi David, thanks for the call, and feel free to call back on this issue as it develops over the next few weeks, because people, I think, need to hear how effective it is in people, and you're a great example of that. All right, Rabbi David, take care. Wisconsin Gary, hey Gary, how you doing?
Good morning, Brian, and good morning to Steve if he's listening up this early in the morning.
Yeah, he's listening.
So, okay, I'm glad this topic kind of got brought up, because a few years ago, if you remember, the Democrat Party saying it was the Republicans that wanted to kill your family members, but, during lockdowns, you obviously seen what happened in New York. You've seen and heard what's happened in Michigan with people with the Democrat Party are the ones that are really killing your family. Now, the monoclonal, or however you want to say it, we do not have it. I asked my daughter, who works in a hospital, do they have that treatment here? And she was like, I've never heard of it. I was like, you've never seen it, never heard of anybody that had it? And she's like, no. I'm like, so if I ended up gotten the COVID, other than taking ivermectin or either would have had to drive all the way down to Florida to come and get it, because that'd probably be the only place that I could get it. Because there's no...
Yeah.
Rising between Alabama, Florida, Texas, but you also got to realize Democrats are all voted for Biden. He's the one that's shipping all these illegal immigrants to those states because he wants to try to turn them states blue again. So if anybody wants to blame anybody, it's all you Democrats out there who voted for Biden, and he is the one that is killing your family, and you got...
Yeah, this is very frightening. This is very, very frightening, Gary. And, Ron DeSantis said he's going to try to purchase the medication directly from the manufacturer, but the federal government is going to buy it all up. There's not going to be any to buy.
And you know what? That's not right. Because, it's like a business trying to buy out another business to hog up that market. I deal with it on a daily basis out here where I buy... Well,
it's a monopoly. It's a monopoly. And when it comes to healthcare, politics aren't supposed to matter. Like, if 2 gunshot victims come into an emergency room, one's a cop and the other one's the bad guy, and they shot each other because of this crime, which when they go to the ER, the one that's in the higher risk gets treated first, the cop or the criminal. If the criminal is going to die before the cop, they're going to treat the criminal first. These things don't factor in when it comes to life-saving health care in America. Now it does. These are the death panel. And, Biden was one of the architects of Obamacare because he was there as veep. These are the death panels we talked about and warned people about when it came to nationalizing the American healthcare system. All right, Gary, I got to run for a break, so finish up. Yeah.
Just remember what Donald Trump did when he was in office. He wanted to make sure prescription medications were cheaper for everybody, and he would have done the same thing with this IV treatment. He would have got it out there, not like Biden, who's now going to hide it and hoard it somewhere and not care about the American people.
Yeah. All right, take care. All right, we're going to take our last break of the first hour. There's only one opening on the board where Wisconsin Gary was. Let's take that break, okay? My name's Brian. This is the Steve Kane Radio Show, Florida's longest running radio show, on the radio since 1977. Don't go anywhere.
This is Lori Kane, and I want to tell you about Brighton Dental Care. I just had a lot of work done, and I avoided going to the dentist for a lot of years because I was afraid of the cost. But I went to Brighton Dental for my free consultation, which, by the way, he offers to all Steve Kane listeners. I had 2 cavities, I needed a crown on top and a crown on the bottom. If I were a horse, they would have put me down. So I scheduled my appointment for the next Saturday because Brighton Dental has Saturday appointments available, and they saved me a ton of money. And I will be a patient for life. Don't let cost stop you from taking care of your teeth. Brighton Dental gives Steve Kane listeners incredible discounts on all dental procedures, just like they gave me. Prices are so reasonable, you don't have to worry about the cost. So call Brighton Dental today at 954-922-4633. That's 954-922-4633. You can visit them at brightondental.com and tell them Lori Kane sent you.
If you suffer with diabetes, did you know there's a 25% chance that you will develop a foot ulcer at some point in your life? And foot ulcers, when you have diabetes, can lead to severe health consequences up to and including amputation. Now, Medicare recognizes the importance of preventative foot care and has provided coverage for those of you who are at-risk patients. I want to introduce you to my good friends at the Soul Authority. At the Soul Authority, at little or no cost, you can receive your very own pair of therapeutic shoes made specially for diabetics. You're probably not aware, but as a diabetic Medicare recipient, you are entitled to 1 pair of high-quality diabetic shoes with 3 custom inserts per year. These are not the ugly Frankenstein shoes. These are name-brand shoes. They're stylish. They'll provide you with the extra width and extra depth to stop diabetic foot problems before they begin. Oftentimes, amputation due to diabetes is preventable, and one of the preventable measures that is most effective is wearing the proper shoes. Call the Soul Authority at 954-597-7060 or online at thesoulauthority.com. That's THESOLE authority.com. Tell them Steve Kane sent you.
Listen to the Steve Kane Show on iHeartRadio. Just search for it.
All right, guys. Welcome back. I'm Brian. This is the Steve Kane Radio Show, Florida's longest running radio show. Don't forget, Friendly Tire in Margate. Oh, man, I love Friendly Tire. You know, I've been a customer there for over a decade, long before they were an advertiser here on the Steve Kane Show. They are open on Saturdays. Okay, they're open on Saturdays. I know a lot of you can't make it in during the week. So Friendly Tire in Margate, open on Saturdays with all those great deals. And you can call Mike. Friendly Mike over there at Friendly Tire will give you a quote right over the phone. And remember, at Friendly Tire in Margate, the prices he gives you, that's out the door and on the road. There's no added charges. Right? There's no charge to balance your tire, to mount the tire, or even dispose of your old tires. And the prices are still that low. Here's the number, 954-977-9445. 954-977-9445. Call Mike at Friendly Tire. Again, he'll give you a quote right over the phone. All right, let's go back to the phones. We're talking about, well, Biden is seizing control of the monoclonal IV treatment, and it's going to be in very short supply right quick here in Florida and elsewhere. Good morning. You're on the radio.
Yeah, good morning.
Hey, Richie.
This is terrible what's happening here. First of all, you said you're worried about your neighbors. I'm worried about me, and I'm worried about you. You see they had a guy on Laura last night who said that a lot of the cases in Florida have been breakthrough cases, and they're using this drug. And a week ago, Biden said that this particular drug was very effective, and he was going to increase it.
Well, we know this is what saved President Trump. It saved Dr. Lemaski. You heard Rabbi David. He and his wife saved them. Yeah, I'm not worried. When I say my neighbor, I don't mean like the guy next door to me. I'm talking about my fellow Floridians. I'm worried about everybody in this state. This is, this has not sunk into me what just has happened here. It's that this is big, and it's bad.
Now, yeah, for people that are vulnerable, and it's very catching right now because a lot of the kids have it all over the place. And they're mild cases. but they're bringing it home to people that are, you know. So the bottom line is this. This president, okay, has declared, I don't know the words I could use because I don't want to use the wrong words on the radio. He is actually going after MAGA and America. Mm-hmm. Not just with that. I want you to realize something, and something that, and this pertains to me, this is all part of a plan, okay? I'm going to join it together. He's at war with Texas. He's let everybody come in. I don't know if you know what happened last night to Fox News, but I'm going to let you know. Did you watch last night?
Well, tell me what happened.
They were under that bridge. They had 4,000.
Yeah, I saw this. The one where they cut off any video of it. They can't fly over it and show. We have the state, and when we say state, we mean we have the government. We have the federal government limiting media coverage of this event in Texas. Yeah.
The FAA stopped the drones. Said that you can't fly your drones.
And that's not an and you know, news organizations don't use helicopters so much anymore. They use drones, and to get the FAA to do something like that is not something that just happens. It's the government. Somebody came in from the White House and made it happen.
And they had 10,000 there yesterday, not 4, 10.
Well, this came out of the White House because what's happening. I don't know how all these Haitians got to Mexico. What's happening at the southern border is the largest invasion that's ever happened. I mean, you know, this is like the War of Texas Independence is nothing with Santa Ana compared to this. And the video they were afraid of the video turning public opinion against them. So the White House came in, got the FAA to shut down. You're not allowed to fly over the area to cover it for the news, so people can't see it.
So that's an attack on Texas.
Well, no, it's an attack. Well, there's an invasion of Texas going on, but what it is it's propaganda. They don't like what's happening, so they've cut off the ability to actually see. There's a big difference in seeing something as opposed to hearing someone talk about it. And that video under the bridge was so disturbing, and a lot of people are asking, how did these Haitians get to Mexico? Who took them there? I mean, there's literally shiploads of Haitians coming through the southern border. How'd they get there? Not those rafts and inner tubes that they come to Florida on all the time. There was some effort to get them there. Somebody transported them there.
Yeah, between this COVID treatment for the southern red states and they're trying to destroy Texas, and then now, I don't know if you know, this is coming so fast, it's like they're trying to cram us. This deal where if you have $600 in the bank now, they want the government to be able to see what you spend, what you take in. In other words, they're going to control your money. I mean, did you see he had that speech yesterday?
Yeah, I know. I can't get. Talking about taxes right now is, I know what you're talking about, but it's, why do you think they're cutting off the monoclonal treatment to Florida?
It's obvious because the company, by the way, has so much. They said we don't have a shortage. We have plenty, but this is a spiteful son of a gun. This is a man who talks about.
Well, you know what I'm wondering? How much of this is from the teachers union? They seem to have lots of control over the White House, and they don't like this not requiring masks in Florida schools. The teachers union's playing a role in this.
You see how nasty this guy could be? Mm-hmm. Addictive? How can you be a president of the United States? I remember that famous speech. I'm going to bring you all together. And then 5 minutes into his speech, he started talking about MAGA being white supremacists. I mean, come on. This is ridiculous already. I mean, this guy's got to go. We've got to figure out a way.
Wait, and then what? We get Kamala Harris? Good morning. You're on the radio.
Yes. Hi, Brian. Good morning. This is John in Wellington.
Hey, John.
I wanted to call in and let people know that if they do get this cocktail, it's not necessarily instantaneous.
I don't want to give medical advice and get into treatments and stuff like that. I want to talk about us being cut off. Florida being. Why do you think Biden is cutting Florida off from the treatment, from the medication?
Simply put, it's because he's in a pissing contest with DeSantis.
Yeah.
And he's vengeful, and he's vindictive.
But people could die. I mean, You know, I know 2 people whose lives were saved in the last couple of weeks from this treatment.
Are going to die because the supplies are going to be taken from us. They're going to be brought to places like New York and California. They're going to sit on a shelf and they're going to collect dust because they're not going to be used. Just like that, the Navy hospital ship that was sent to New York.
Correct.
Wasn't used. And meanwhile, the governor of New York was killing 17,000 plus elderly people because they weren't getting the proper care that they needed.
Yeah. What he's doing, what's going on, I would compare what Biden is doing with the monoclonal treatment to what Governor Cuomo did in the nursing homes. Yeah, and let me tell you something. There are people, and we have the oldest population in the state. I mean, in the country. Florida has the oldest population in the country, and not everyone in Florida is a Republican. Okay, so he's putting he's viewing us not as Americans, but as either MAGA or blue, Democrat. That's what's going. We've never had. I don't think we've ever had a president do something like this before. If we have, please let me know.
No, and my opening statement. I don't want to give medical advice. I just wanted to.
Yeah, then don't. No. Don't. No opinions on these. No, I'm sorry. All right. All right. Oh, listen. If you're on hold, stand by. I just looked at the clock. It's break time. It's 7 o'clock. I'm sorry. If you're on hold, don't go anywhere. I'm Brian. You're listening to the Steve Kane Show, Florida's longest-running radio show on the radio since 1977. My name's Brian Craig. Don't go anywhere.
We've got you covered. AM 1470, FM 95.3, 96.9. South Florida's FM Money Talk Radio Network. WWNN, Pompano Beach.
Hi, Brian Craig here. You've heard Dr. Mitch Matez and Steve Kane's wife Lori talk about their COVID testing at Any Lab Test Now of Boca and Any Lab Test Now of Coral Springs. I've been tested too. So is Steve Kane and his son.
Brian hates black people. Would that go for my daughter who's black?
He was getting sick and wanted to get tested for coronavirus. So he went to Any Lab Test Now of Boca. Go to Rabbi David. Hey, Rabbi.
By the way, you might hear congestion in my voice. I actually had a lot of congestion. I felt a little sick, and of course, I get nervous that, is it COVID or not? My wife also. So guess what we did? I listened to you. I went down to Any Lab Test Now yesterday, and I couldn't believe it. Went right in there. They put a little...
Oh, Biden.
...feel it in my finger. Literally 10 minutes later, not a second more, they came back and said, you're fine, negative, great. We went on our way, and we just... not even worried, so.
That $69 price is just for Steve Kane Show listeners. You got to mention that, and it's that little finger test. You get it real quick. I'll tell you, anytime somebody has any type of congestion, all of a sudden, there's anxiety sets in, not just for them, but everybody around them. It's best just to go in and get the test, say, I don't have the COVID. You know what I mean? Instead of dealing with all the wonder.
And they give you a piece of paper. So yesterday, I actually walked around with it. When people heard, you don't sound so good, I take out that piece of paper and I said, I was tested right here. And I pick up the piece of paper and showed it to them that says negative. And
Any Lab Test Now of Boca and Coral Springs, they're good people, and we're very lucky to have them.
They're very caring and full of information.
First, we had a doctor recommendation from Dr. Mitch Matez. Now we have a rabbi. Rabbi recommended Any Lab Test Now of Boca, Any Lab Test Now of Coral Springs for your COVID testing. Man, that's great. Rabbi recommended Any Lab Test Now of Boca and Any Lab Test Now of Coral Springs. Rabbi recommended by Rabbi David for COVID testing. Rapid coronavirus testing, just $69. But you have to mention you heard them on the radio. Any Lab Test Now of Coral Springs is located on the southeast corner of University and Ramblewood near the Coral Square Mall. Their number, 954-906-5983. Any Lab Test Now of Boca is in the Sandalfoot Plaza where the Western Beef is. Their number, 561-237-5009. Make sure you mention you heard them on the radio.
The Steve Kane Show is sponsored by I Will Advisors, specializing in senior solutions.
Welcome. If you're new here, make sure you subscribe. And everybody in there, if you could like the video, that helps a lot. Getting this video recommended to others who think like we think. That like helps a lot. And then if you could share the video on your social media, that'd be wonderful too.
954-753-8080. The Steve Kane Show is brought to you by attorney Barry Siegel at the Siegel Law Group. Are you concerned with the distribution of your assets at the time of your passing? Avoid probate. Call the Siegel Law Group with 9 offices throughout South Florida, from Palm Beach Gardens to Coral Gables. Call toll-free 1-855-FM.
Yes, hour number 2 has begun. Now, any lab tests now of Boca and Coral Springs open on Saturdays, by the way, for all of their testing, including their COVID testing, and they have same-day results for PCR testing now, right? You actually get the results in 3 hours or less. But same-day results at both locations, no appointment necessary. All right. We have a full board of calls. Those of you on hold, please stand by. I got a recap for people that are just tuning in so they know what we're talking about. The monoclonal treatment, the IV treatment for COVID, Governor Ron DeSantis has set centers up throughout the state of Florida for this treatment. There are 2 people connected to this program whose lives were saved by this treatment in the last couple of weeks. Dr. Lemaski, Steve's therapist, my therapist, I know many of your therapists too, and Rabbi David, who just called in a little while ago. President Biden, Joe Biden, the federal government have seized control of the supply, and starting next week, the government is going to hoard the supply and distribute it among the states equally, not based on who needs it the most. This is a life-saving medical treatment, and there is an increase in COVID in Florida. We're talking about, this is very upsetting. We're talking about why this is happening. Why is Biden doing this? I believe he's doing it because Ron DeSantis stands up to him. Won't have the mask mandate in the schools, won't require the vaccine passports, etc., etc., etc. In fact, DeSantis came out the other day, they're going to fine businesses, $5,000? Well, I can't remember the amount, but they're going to fine businesses per day if they require employees to have a proof of vaccination. And the Biden administration, I believe, are doing this to punish Floridians, to try to turn the state of Florida against our great governor. So that's what we're talking about, and I'd like to hear your thoughts on this. Why is Biden doing this? Our number, 888-GO-KANE-1. You're on the radio. Good morning.
Good morning, Brian.
Hey, Andrea.
While this is disturbing, it's not actually shocking, and I'll tell you why. Because since the day this regime came into power, they have done everything that they can to actually punish the American people for voting for Trump.
Yeah.
This is about making American people suffer for not going along with how things have always been.
Mm-hmm.
That's really about. My question is, so what you said, it's the death panel, but that's what the Democrats are all about. They're all about the death panel.
Yes.
What their stance is. They love abortion. They're cheering on the Church of Satan. Right? This is what you're dealing with. You're not even dealing with sick people. You're dealing with evil people. And when you have mainstream media like Joy Reid, like Don Lemon, who's the biggest offender of this, going out publicly and saying, we need to shame them. There needs to be public shaming of people who are not vaccinated. Well, first and foremost, if I'm in the grocery store with 35 other people, right, and nobody's wearing a mask, how are you going to know?
Well, what's going on, and I'm personalizing this to Florida. I know you're not in Florida, Andrea, but I'm in Florida, and I'm my friend Laura Loomer, the great Laura Loomer. She's got the COVID, and she sent out a message on Getter about this. Let me read this. This is Laura Loomer. Yesterday, I was feeling ill. I had a fever, chills, a runny nose, sore throat, nausea, and severe body aches that made my whole body feel like I got hit by a bus. After sleeping for a few hours, my symptoms started to remind me of how I felt when I had a bad case of the flu a few years ago. Luckily, I live in Florida, where Governor DeSantis has opened up statewide monoclonal antibody treatment centers. This morning, I received my treatment. Okay, that was yesterday. That's before this happened. You know, Governor DeSantis has stood up to the passports for work, for travel. He stood up against a mask mandate for schools, and Biden's been fighting him on this. He's been losing Biden. I think they've done this to try to get us in Florida to turn on Trump. It's like Trump. He's another Trump, right? He's Trump's guy, to get us to turn on Ron DeSantis and get him to bend a knee. And if people like Laura Loomer can't get their treatment in a week or two, that could save their life, I think they feel that their sacrifice is for the greater good. I'd believe that. That's how they rationalize.
But that's what I'm saying. You're not even dealing with sick people. You're dealing with evil people. You are dealing with a president who hates this country and hates the people.
Yes.
Going to make Ron DeSantis an example of what will happen to you if you stand up to the regime. And you know what? Here's the thing, Brian. People in Florida love Ron DeSantis. And they far love Ron DeSantis, and they hate Joe Biden. They're not going to turn on Ron.
Well, we've got a lot of Democrats in Florida. You know, I went to Target day before yesterday. And it was busy. Everyone was wearing a mask except me and one other person. You know, and so there's a lot of Democrats in Florida. Not everyone's a Republican. I wish everyone was a Republican. You know, but he's punishing his own people. His people are not Americans. His people are Democrats.
Brian, do you
Glenn,
think
$5 super chat. Thank you. Everyone, thank Glenn.
He cares
Good morning, all. Brian loves
suffer?
the promo shirt. Thank you.
Do you think Biden's any different? Of course he's not.
No, there's been no one has. I have never known a president to do something like this. We don't like you, so we're going to deny you life-saving medical treatment by millions. This is the second largest populated state, Florida.
But it's what you said before. It's not going to be any different than New York. I live in Pennsylvania. They did the same exact thing to seniors in Pennsylvania. Gretchen Whitmer did it. Gavin Newsom did it.
Yeah, we're basically in Florida. We're all in a New York nursing home a year ago now. Basically, a year and a half ago. This is like the nursing home scandal in New York times 20. I don't know how many million. We have over 20 million people in Florida.
Now think about how sick you have to be. How sick in your mind you have to be to do that. We are dealing with Chinese-level communists now. Flat out. They are flat out.
Well, I think more what you're talking about, it's more like a I'm not sure what to say. Fascism, dictatorship. It's, you know, this is they're using medicine now, life-saving medicine, to control people.
But it's medical apartheid.
Yeah, it's that too. Yeah. Yeah.
Well, apartheid. And where did they ship the majority of these illegal aliens in this country? All the red states.
That's right.
Red states have.
And the red states are also getting the majority of the Afghan refugees too.
Exactly. So, what but people, this is what I'm saying, right? You have to, at this point, you have to stand on your face, and you have to not bend the knee, because people can only become as enslaved to this regime as they agree.
Mm-hmm.
And I think that I love Ron DeSantis. I love the majority. I love Ron DeSantis. I love Kristi Noem. Greg Abbott, I'm not a big fan of, and this is why. Because for months now, he's known that there's this massive problem at the southern border. He promised to do something.
I don't want to get sidetracked on different. I want to kind of focus in. But Andrea, I appreciate the call. Thanks so much. Always good points as always. Good morning. You're on the radio.
Hey, good morning, Brian. It's Greg.
Yeah, Greg.
Listen, Joe Biden, nothing's beyond what he will do. And I know, like you even say all the time, though, he's not making these decisions. Other people are. Do you think he's coming up with these ideas on his own? He can barely put sentences together. Nonetheless, think of plots against By the way, Ron DeSantis, I think he will be our next president, by the way. I know you're going to hate to hear that, but I think Ron DeSantis will be our next president for the 8 years he's eligible to be president. But let me ask you this question, Brian. The one thing there's things that separate us on our belief. Why aren't we talking get vaccinated people in Florida? Go get vaccinated.
It's a choice. I mean, people are going to do it or not. I mean, what I got? You want me to you want me to run that in a loop? And Americans. That's an individual choice, and Americans really don't like being told what to do. And just telling people over get vaccinated really stops people from getting vaccinated that aren't doing it for whatever reason. And what Biden is doing, there's many things involved in this monoclonal treatment rationing that the Biden administration are doing. Part of it is they think it'll get people to get vaccinated. Like this one member of Steve's family, very high risk, not vaccinated, but Steve's had sleepless nights, and now he's been sleeping better because we found some places where they could go for the monoclonal treatment if they got the COVID, And now that may not be available. So what they're trying to do is scare people into getting vaccinated. That's not going to work. It's going to make it worse.
Getting vaccinated.
I don't want to talk about getting. Why is Biden going to take this life-saving treatment from Florida? Why is he doing it?
Listen, we know Biden is in a fight.
Tell us why do you think he's doing it, Greg?
To punish us.
Punish us.
Or
a red state to punish us. Wow.
Yes, that's why he's doing it. Listen, Biden is going to punish Ron DeSantis too. So those numbers, why are they numbers?
To punish us for voting for Trump and punish DeSantis for challenging him. Doesn't that scare the living hell out of you? What kind of president does that?
Listen, I don't think he knows what he's doing. That's the point I was making.
I don't think Biden's as checked out as you think. I saw him on the tarmac talking to Newsom a couple days ago. He looked like he was with it to me. I think he has good days and bad days, okay? And I know he doesn't have the energy he used to have. And he has bad moments and good moments. But I think he uses this checked out thing as a shield to protect him a lot of times. I don't think he's as cognitively gone as we think all the time.
Well, he's embarrassing himself a majority of the times he speaks. And by the way, you were thinking who Gavin Newsom is related to? It's Nancy Pelosi's nephew.
The nephew. I think, yes, the nephew. He's the nephew of Pelosi, yeah.
But the bottom line is, I know you don't want to talk about it, but I got vaccinated.
Well, is this okay? If let's just say Biden's doing this so people get vaccinated in larger numbers. That's not why he's doing it, but let's just say that is. Do you think this is going to make people get vaccinated more? Nah, a couple people maybe. Most people are going to have more distrust of him and the government.
Individual choice, and you may have to...
No, but now he's taking a choice away. We have a life-saving treatment that he is now rationing away from us. Hey, Greg, take care. Thanks for the call. I got a break. If you're on hold, stand by. There's one opening where Greg, too, was just at. It's 17 minutes after 7 o'clock in the morning. You are listening to the Steve Kane Radio Show, Florida's longest-running radio show on the radio since 1977. We'll take a break and be back.
Stop paying an outrageous fortune for your tires. Go easy on your budget and buy your tires at Friendly Tire in Margate, where they have all the major brands like Goodyear and Firestone at discount prices that absolutely can't be beat. Steve Kane's tires for his Toyota van at the other shops, $175 a tire. At Friendly Tire, just $75 a tire.
I'm a Republican and I wear a mask because there's been no scientific proof either way whether masks help or not. So being conservative, I'm going to wear a mask. That's what conservative means. We're not into quick change based on nothing. That's what Democrats do. So therefore, I am wearing my mask. So other people who are talking wearing masks were probably Republicans. So there.
For most cars, call my good buddy Friendly Mike at Friendly Tire. Tell him what you drive, and he will give you a great.
I'm checking my voicemail messages.
954-977-9445. 954-977-9445. Online, friendlytire.net.
It is personal.
Hi, my name is Tom LaPorta, the owner of
White House briefing yesterday. I think it was the lady
We have
who was
been
back.
in the roofing and construction industry since 1982. We are state of Florida certified roofing and general contractor.
This is interesting. I don't know why it's going to voicemail so quick. Let me check here.
Impact windows and building restoration. The 2021 hurricane season is upon us. If you have noticed any water stains on your ceiling, or if your roof is older than 15 years, you will want to call us to come out and evaluate your roof. Our services run from minor repairs to complete new roof systems. We install every kind of roof, from regular asphalt shingles, clay or concrete tiles, standing metal seam, wood shakes, and slate tile systems. Call us at 954-604-4602 for a free home inspection and estimate. Again, that number is 954-604-4602.
Listen to the Steve Kane Show on iHeartRadio. Just search for WWNN.
Hey guys, we're back. I'm Brian. You're listening to the Steve Kane Radio Show, Florida's longest-running radio show, on the radio since 1977. All right, let's go back to the phones. Good morning. You're on the radio.
Tim Wellington, Brian. How's it going?
All right, Vince.
I'm so happy I got in behind Greg, too. I don't know how that always happens, but I'll take it. Speaking to what he said about the vaccine, I understand that there's people that are going to be afraid of certain viruses like this one, especially as hyped up as it is in the news. But if you're going to speak to the fact that we should be advocating for people to take the vaccine,
I don't want to talk about that. We're not talking about that. No, I'm just going to slow down. We're not talking about that. I want to try to keep the show focused. And so let me recap what's going on before I take more calls. I'm sorry, Vincent Wellington, for being short with you. Sometimes you got to take control of the show, and this is not a random discussion. If you're on hold, bear with me. The monoclonal IV treatment saves lives. It saved Dr. Lemaski's life. It saved Rabbi David's life. The governor of Florida, Ron DeSantis, has made this available throughout the state of Florida. There are centers where you can go and get this treatment. There are doctors like Rabbi David went to, and Dr. Lemaski went to. The White House has seized control of the supply of the medication, the IV treatment. They're going to distribute it to the states equally in the cause of equity. That means a state that has no need for it is going to get the same amount as the states that have an increase in COVID cases like Florida. They're doing this because red states are having a surge, and red state governors like our great governor Ron DeSantis refuses to have a mask mandate for schools. He refuses to allow the passports for the vaccine, etc., etc., etc. So because this is this governor, our great governor, won't bend a knee to Biden, they're taking life-saving medical treatment away from the people of Florida. This state's been under attack by Biden from day one. They're shipping illegals here that are unvaccinated and untested. We're getting 1,000 minimum Afghan refugees, same situation. They're doing everything they can to turn Florida blue and turn us against Governor Ron DeSantis. If you're on hold, don't go anywhere. Let me play a couple of audio sound bites on this. First piece of audio is Jen Psaki in the White House press briefing yesterday. Emerald Robinson, the spectacular Newsmax White House correspondent, brought this question to Jen Psaki yesterday. Here's the exchange.
I do have another question about the president's COVID plan. He promised on September 9th that he was going to send 50% more supply of monoclonal antibodies to states. Yet, the Biden administration is cutting supplies in red states by 50%. So, for example, in Florida, they were expecting to get 70,000 doses this week, which they say they need. They're only getting 30,000 doses. And this is not just for unvaccinated people. In South Florida, half the people who are seeking this treatment are fully vaccinated. So why is the Biden administration cutting these supplies?
That's not accurate, so let me give you the accurate information. First of all, we are increasing our distribution this month by 50%. In early August, we were distributing an average of 100,000 doses per week. Now we're shipping an average of 150,000 doses per week. Over the last month, though, and one thing that I think people need to understand for clarity, facts, I know you're like facts, is that monoclonal antibodies are life-saving therapies that are used after infection to prevent more severe outcomes. So clearly the way to protect people and save more lives is to get them vaccinated so that they don't get the COVID to begin with. But over the last month, given the rise in cases due to the Delta variant and the lower number of vaccination rates in some of these states, like Florida, like Texas, just 7 states are making up 70% of the orders. Our supply is not unlimited, and we believe it should be equitable across across the country.
There's been no reports of a lack of supply, so why cut them to those states only if there's no?
I think our role as the government overseeing the entire country is to be equitable in how we distribute. We're not going to give a greater percentage to Florida over Oklahoma, nor do I think are you suggesting that. I think we have to move on.
Oh, wow. Yeah, we need to move on because you're looking bad here. Okay, so what she just said it right there. They don't believe enough people are getting vaccinated in Florida, and part of the reason is because of the monoclonal IV treatment, people feel they have a lifeline if they get COVID, and that's true. Laura Loomer had this treatment just yesterday. She has COVID. So there are people out there, there is a lessening of anxiety, a lessening of fear, knowing this treatment's available. And Jen Psaki says in these states, people aren't getting vaccinated because this monoclonal treatment is available. So if we take it away from them, they'll do what's best for them, which is to get vaccinated. Are you kidding me? You don't take life-saving treatment away from people because they're not doing what you want them to do. Would you keep food from people who aren't doing what you want them to do? This is very similar to that. Governor DeSantis was asked about this yesterday in his daily press conference. This is Governor DeSantis yesterday talking about this.
We are very, very concerned with the Biden administration and the HHS's recent, abrupt, sudden announcement that they are going to dramatically cut the number of monoclonal antibodies that are going to be sent to the state of Florida. Just last week, on September 9th, President Joe Biden said that his administration would be increasing shipments of monoclonal antibodies in September by 50%. And yet, on September 13th, HHS announced that it was seizing control of the monoclonal antibody supply and that it would control distribution. And then on September 14th, the announcement was more than 50% of the monoclonal antibodies that had been used in Florida were going to be reduced. So this is a dramatic reduction. And I'd say it's doubly problematic because what Shane Strom and folks in Tampa General and these other hospital systems that have been doing this, they're not getting it from the state. They get it, it's drawn down from, it had been AmerisourceBergen, so they get that, and then when they need more, they request more, they do it. What the HHS and the Biden administration is now doing is they're saying that all of the reduced amount will go to the state, and we're responsible not only for sourcing our sites, which we're happy to do, but any infusion center, any provider, any hospital will have to come through the state. And to just spring this on us, starting next week, we're going to have to do that. There's going to be a huge disruption, and patients are going to suffer as a result of this. And so we're going to work like hell to make sure that we can overcome the obstacles that HHS and the Biden administration are putting in us. They say they're cutting it because of equity. Well, look, the South has had higher prevalence this summer. That will shift, and then as more states and other parts of regions need it, we understand that. But part of the reason we've used a lot is because I have made it a priority in the state of Florida. It had not been a priority at the federal government level for months and months and months.
Okay, yeah, so there you have it. Rabbi David called in the last hour. About an hour ago, I spoke to Rabbi David. He called us last week about this, and I'm glad he called back today. This monoclonal treatment saved his life. He went to a doctor and got it here in South Florida. He talked to the doctor this week. He is out. He has no more because the government is hoarding it. You're on the radio. Good morning.
Morning, Brian. It's Taj.
Hey, Taj.
Hey, how are you?
All right.
I'm a physician, and I want to kind of give my take and experience with this. I work mainly with kids. I don't want to say where. Regeneron does work, but ivermectin does. So I'm going to get in trouble.
I don't want to get into any medical advice at all. I know you say you're. I don't know. I know who you are. You've called for a while. I think we've met, but I don't know. I'm not giving any medical advice. We're not going to give medical advice. I don't know your credentials or anything. I want to talk about this. Why do you think Joe Biden is limiting this life-saving monoclonal treatment to Floridians? Why do you think he's doing this all of a sudden?
Pure political reasons.
And
the best thing that DeSantis can do, because he's doing a great job, is to go directly to these companies. There's two different, Regeneron.
Well, he said he's going to do that, but the federal government is going to do huge buys, and there's not going to be enough. Rabbi David's doctor's out of it now. And he's with a hospital, Rabbi David's doctor. I know who his doctor is because we talked. He's one of the people we wanted to have on our list, of where to get this treatment. Yeah, his doctor is a hospital doctor. They're out already.
Or we have shortages as well.
Well, there's no reason to have the shortage. The shortages we're about to experience of this life-saving treatment is because Governor DeSantis is not requiring masks in schools. Is not allowing vaccine passports in Florida. That's why, and Floridians could die, and may die because of this.
True statement. Very, very political. That's what we know. That's what I can tell.
Well, it's not supposed to be that way in medicine.
I'm sorry.
Political is not. If two car crash victims come into an emergency room. One's the drunk driver that caused the accident. The other one's the victim. Which one gets treated first? The one whose life is in most danger, even if they caused the accident. You don't get into these differences when it comes to life-saving medical treatment. That's not America.
No, it's not.
All right, Taj, take care. We're going to break for the bottom of the hour. I'm Brian. This is the Steve Kane Show, Florida's longest-running radio show. Don't go anywhere.
Hi, my name is Tom Laporta, the owner of Laporta Contracting, Roofing, and Restoration. We have been in the roofing and construction industry since 1982. We are state of Florida certified roofing and general contractors focusing on residential and commercial roofing, impact windows, and building restoration. The 2021 hurricane season is upon us. If you have noticed any water stains on your ceiling, or if your roof is older than 15 years, you will want to call us to come out and evaluate your roof. Our services run from minor repairs to complete new roof systems. We install every kind of roof, from regular asphalt shingles, clay or concrete tiles, standing metal seam, wood shakes, and slate tile systems. Call us at 954-604-4602 for a free home inspection and estimate. Again, that number is 954-604-4602.
Hi, this is Lori Kane, and I want to talk to you about Dr. Gupta at Brighton Dental Care. I just love Dr. Gupta. I've been seeing him for around 3 years. He always has time for me. He never does unnecessary work, and his prices are very affordable. And if you need implants, go see him because he has the best prices around. Let me give you the number. Write it down. It's 954-922-4633. That's 954-922-4633. 4633, BrightonDentalCare.com. He's just the best.
Hi, Brian Craig here. I'm in studio with my wife, Kathy, and she's here to tell you about her experience with the MyPillow mattress topper.
Well, as you know, Brian, I was waking up in pain almost every morning for years and years, and we had bought a new mattress not that long ago, but it still was not doing the trick. So I said to you, let's get the MyPillow mattress topper, and let's see if it helps or makes any kind of a difference. And I have to tell you, after sleeping on it just one night, I woke up no pain. I felt incredible. It made a huge, huge difference for me. And the pain has not returned.
Wow, that's absolutely amazing.
Now go to MyPillow.com and order your MyPillow mattress topper and do what Kathy and I did. Use the promo code KANE at checkout, K-A-N-E. And this is an incredible deal because with the promo code KANE, you will save 30% off the MyPillow mattress topper and get 2 free MyPillows. But you've got to use the promo code KANE at checkout, K-A-N-E. It comes in every size too, from twin all the way up to California King. That's promo code KANE, K-A-N-E, at MyPillow.com.
The Steve Kane Show is brought to you by attorney Barry Siegel at the Siegel Law Group. Are you concerned with the distribution of your assets at the time of your passing? Avoid probate. Call the Siegel Law Group with 9 offices throughout South Florida, from Palm Beach Gardens to Coral Gables. Call toll-free 1-855-FLA-3782.
Listen to the Steve Kane Show on iHeartRadio. Just search for WW.
Yeah, and that MyPillow mattress topper, let me tell you, it is a life changer. I sleep the whole night through. My wife sleeps the whole night through. You heard how her back pain went away. You know, the MyPillow mattress topper, it's like sleeping on a cloud. It really, truly is. It's made right here in the USA. It comes with a 10-year warranty. You know, it has a cover on it that you can remove easily with a zipper. You can wash and dry it. It's absolutely amazing. Comes in every size from twin all the way up through king, California king, split king, even the RV queen sizes. And again, with our promo code KANE at checkout, K-A-N-E, save 30% off. And you get 2 free MyPillows. That's right, it's a pretty amazing deal. So go to MyPillow.com, use the promo code KANE, stand with Mike Lindell, and also support us at the same time, and have the best night's sleep you have ever had. And when it comes to the mattress topper, Mike Lindell says that he personally guarantees it is going to turn your bed into the most comfortable bed you will ever own. And I can attest to that through my own experience. You can also order by phone, 800-716-4879. 800-716-4879. Promo code KANE, K-A-N-E. Good morning, you're on the radio.
Good morning, Cassandra, Doug.
Hey, Doug.
When Biden said that he was going to get around these governors giving a hard time, now he's doing it, and if people die, there's one sense of responsibility. He'll just say, well, it's the governor's fault if they would have done what I wanted. It's their fault if people die. This guy is unbelievable.
Well, if there will be people who don't get this treatment because of this, and they very well will not make it, and, Rabbi David saved his life. His doctor's now out of it. And what the Democrats tell themselves is, this is for the greater good.
That's it, and if people have to die, well, they should have listened to it.
And it'll send a message to others then that they'll do the right thing.
I can't believe they would risk people's life over this. And
I'm in shock. I mean, I would like to say I've been talking about this since 6. I'm not angry. I'm scared. I'm very concerned. I'm in shock. Can someone give me an example of a president of the United States who has turned an entire state into a big death panel? Has there been a president that's done anything the equivalent of this?
And the funny thing is that they're not so funny, but they're not saying that, in Oklahoma there's not enough, we have to split it up. They're not saying that. They're just saying, well, we're going to give it to everybody equally, even if you don't need it.
Correct.
This is sickening. These people, I can't believe they would do something like this.
Well, it's done. It's already done. This is not up for a debate. This isn't a proposal. This isn't Fauci saying something on a news show. This has already happened. It's been done.
Unbelievable, and I knew something was going to happen when I heard Ron DeSantis giving these clinics all over the state. I said, oh boy, that's not going to be what something that these people like, because if I listen to them.
And the majority of this treatment is being given in the most Democrat parts of the state, South Florida. Florida is a Republican state. We've been a Republican state since '98 when Jeb became governor first time. But the Democrat strongholds are where most of this treatment is being given, and they're going to be the first to get cut off.
Like I said, I could see if it was equity, really.
There's not equity. No, they don't. DeSantis is not doing what Biden wants, so So we're going to deny life-saving medical treatment to Floridians, and maybe the Floridians will put pressure on him. All right, take care, Doug. Now, there's a big attack going on. Uh-oh. I think we lost our phones, Rich Allen, if you're over there. I think we got a phone problem. Well, I know we have a phone problem because the phones are doing something funky. So if you could come over here and help me work it out, I'd appreciate it. I think it just needs to be reset. So if you're on hold, stand by. I can't even answer the phones right now. This is wonderful. I love it. I love it. I love it. I love it. Yeah, so there's something going on here at the radio station. Steve can't connect. Oh, boy. Oh, boy. I think they're coming after us. I really do. I'm starting to get paranoid. Steve can't connect. Our phones just went down. There's something going on here. Too much truth over the airwaves today? I don't know. All right, now, I was very surprised this morning. I was on Twitter, and I always check to see what's trending on Twitter. And what was trending this morning, one of the trending hashtags just blew my mind. I was like, what is this about? Florida is Vietnam was trending. I'm like, what? Florida is Vietnam. What is this about? And I'm going to play you some audio here. What it is this. They have a new thing that they're going, everything's about Florida now because they hate DeSantis. No, it's still doing it.
I know, who else?
Yeah. What they're saying is more people have died in Florida from COVID than Americans who died in the war in Vietnam. And they have put together this online commercial, Florida is Vietnam, to illustrate this. And they have people in this like McNamara, who was the Secretary of Defense for President Kennedy, and Johnson and others. So let me play this for you. This is the Florida is Vietnam trailer that is trending on the Twitter this morning.
In the span of 11 years, America lost 58,200 soldiers in Vietnam. Under Ron DeSantis' disastrous leadership, Florida has lost 47,000 people to COVID.
Every day I come to work, I feel like I'm going to war. I feel like it's a battlefield.
Wesley, $5 super chat, thank you. The rash of the antibody treatment is Biden's way of getting opposing GOP governors out of the way.
The severity of COVID in Florida.
I mean, it may go up a little, but it is not surging.
Just like the Secretary
Barbosa
of Defense
360, $5 super chat, thank you. I think Barbosa too.
We will prevail in Vietnam over the communist aggression.
Now they're accusing you of creating, quote, an artificial decline in deaths and misleading the public about the surge coming to an end. What is your take on all this? So first of all, it's a totally false partisan narrative.
Comments on civilian casualties have been used in the United States for political purposes and have been greatly exaggerated.
There's been a lot of misinformation.
Soon Florida will surpass the number of Americans dead in Vietnam.
The fact is, we're no longer in a state of emergency.
ICUs, in most cases, are just overflowing at this point. Governor Ron DeSantis has said that hospitals have it under control. ICU nurses are at their breaking point. In my whole nursing career, I've never seen anything like it.
The war in Vietnam is going well, and we will succeed. Robert McNamara, Secretary of Defense.
40 to 50 ambulances in the county have to wait an hour or more to offload their patients
because there aren't enough beds. 1,200 dead of COVID yesterday in Florida. That's not the total for a week or a month, but one single day.
More people are dying now than ever before during the pandemic.
So are you going to give a speech or are you going to ask the question?
Refrigerator trailers are in place at several hospitals to expand hospital morgue capacity.
Ron DeSantis' disastrous leadership has turned Florida into its own Vietnam.
Yeah, we were wrong. I believe we were terribly wrong.
Okay, so here, Florida is Vietnam. This is a new thing. It's trending on Twitter with that video. And this fits in to them cutting Florida off from the monoclonal IV treatment. Because if you hear in that commercial, the number of Floridians that have died has not yet reached or surpassed the Americans who died in Vietnam. So what they're trying to do is facilitate that. They have the bumper sticker. They have the narrative. Now they just got to get the reality to fit the narrative so they can start selling this against DeSantis. Florida is Vietnam. more Americans died in Florida from COVID than in the 10 years of the Vietnam War. And this whole thing is to fit that sick, sad narrative. They came up with a great slogan, right? Bin Laden's dead, GM's alive. Remember that one? You know, and this is what it's a very similar, it's all politics, and it's frightening. And this is, this is what we were talking about with Obamacare. We told you death panels, and these Democrats would say, well, I've read the bill, which nobody read the bill, but they say, I read the bill that doesn't say death panels here. Well, they don't put it in the bill and say, okay, this is the death panel section, and this is how the system itself can be used for purposes like that, and we're seeing it here. What Biden has done with the monoclonal rationing in Florida, okay, is a death panel. Now, those of you that were on hold, we lost all of our callers on hold because we had a phone malfunction. That's just what you want. I love it when we have a full board of calls. I'm looking at a full board of calls, and then boom, we have a phone malfunction, and it clears out the board. That's fine. But if you'd like to call back in, please do. And we'll get back to the calls after the break. Our number 1-888-GO-KANE 1-888-465-2631. My name's Brian Craig. You're listening to Florida's longest-running radio show, The Steve Kane Show, on the radio since 1977. Don't go anywhere. We'll be back right after this.
Brian Craig here. When it
Seems
comes
to be working.
Repair, you want a garage
It's working.
you can
It's working.
trust. Someone
Already
that
did
will
it. Let me
only
put it on the
work
air real
your
quick.
car When your car needs work. Introducing Champagne Automotive in Boca
Yeah, see?
Raton,
I heard
the
it.
latest
It's working.
sponsor of the Steve Kane Radio Show. Tom called in on the radio to tell us about his experience with Champagne Automotive.
Hi, this is Tom from Tamarack.
Hey, Tom from Tamarack, what's up?
I just want to tell you guys something. I spent the last 2 days trying to get brakes for my car. I was leaving the house yesterday to go try another place that had a lower price. They wanted $800 for the brakes, and that advertisement came on for Champagne. I live in Western Tamarack. I said, let me take a drive up there. Well, I was almost blown over how friendly, honest, old school these people are.
Old school, that's really the term that really describes it.
But let me tell you, the guy I had gone to previously won $800. He said, well, you need to change your power steering fluid. And Ed, the owner, put the car up in the lift, pulled the wheels, said, you don't need brakes. And I about fell over.
Wow, well, tell me the end of the story. You got me hooked.
So it wasn't that your vehicle was misdiagnosed at the other place. You were dealing with a crook.
Oh, absolutely. This guy wanted to sell me everything but a washing machine. I don't want that.
Now, this is our new sponsor. We have wanted for a long time to have an auto repair shop. When it comes to
Steve Kane Show.
that is the most difficult category for us to find.
Yeah, hold on.
Advertising.
Steve Kane Show. Hold on.
Or like this guy you were dealing with the other day over in Tamarack at Crooks. And
Yeah, hold on.
Champagne Automotive, Ed, who's the owner, is a listener of the program. They come very, very highly recommended. So I appreciate you calling in and telling us the good story. Now, Champagne Automotive, they're in Boca off Spanish River Boulevard, immediately west of Dixie Highway. The number is 561-245-8101. 561-245-8101.
Listen to the Steve Kane Show on iHeartRadio. Just search for...
Oh boy, welcome back everyone. Rough day, rough news, bad news, scary news, frightening news, and we got the phones working again. 1-888-GO-KANE 1 is the number. You're on the radio. What's your name?
Good morning, Brian. It's Sandra from Boca. How are you?
All right. How you doing?
Good. So I wanted to tell you, I'm listening to your show this morning about the monoclonal. My sister got that treatment, and she fared very well with it. Very well.
Yeah.
Her within a day and a half. The thing is when I never heard of it. I do a lot of things on my sister's behalf because she has a mental disability. So her physician was calling me and talking to me. Okay, we're going to book her here. She's going to go down there. And at the time, the surge of COVID patients was already very high. So being diagnosed by Wednesday or Thursday, her treatment was on the following Tuesday. And she says, I don't care. She's got to go down there. No matter if it's 4 or 5 days, she's got to go down there.
Yeah.
And already they said it was that way because of the number of patients that they already had. So you can imagine what this shortage is going to do for people.
Yeah.
It's just going to be...
Well, we did it. Okay, now earlier in the week, some of you may have noticed, we were asking people to call us off the air where you could get the treatment at. And we did that for two reasons. One, we wanted to have someone that we could send listeners to. But the other one was... Steve has someone in his family who's very high risk. They're not vaccinated. They have a very serious health condition. And we wanted to know if they got COVID where we could get them because, 2 people Steve and I know have recently passed from COVID. And we know that the monoclonal treatment saved Dr. Lemaski's life. She told us this. And Rabbi David told us this. And Steve even talked to Rabbi David. Rabbi David's doctor's out of it now, but, doesn't have it anymore, which, by the way, is the same doctor Dr. Lemaski used, coincidentally. So that's how, the chances, they don't even know each other, and they went to the same doctor for the IV treatment. That doctor is now out of it. And why do you think Biden is doing this to Florida?
Biden has issues, like really, really serious issues on control. It's been apparent throughout this whole pandemic. He has really, really high issues on control, and you have to understand something. It's very easy for somebody to just abandon people in Afghanistan to turn around and say, you know what, I think I'm going to cut your treatment of monoclonal antibody. It's not that far off the spectrum.
Well, it's happened.
Of his total overall behavior.
The Americans are still trapped in Afghanistan. He's written them off, so why not Floridians? We didn't vote for him anyway, right?
Yeah, it's just pretty downright. Like it's awful. It's just awful. It's like, what are you really the president? It's like, is this what you're really doing? You're going to cut off this supply because of your personal feelings for the governor?
Yeah, that's what's happened. Yes.
There's no cohesiveness whatsoever. It's gone. It's gone. And he's making it clear. And here's the thing. Here's the really funny thing, Brian. This is not deterring my sister from getting vaccinated. She goes, okay, when I'm ready, I will go and do it. She says, as soon as
this is going to make that worse. People are going to become more scared, more suspicious. This is a purge. It's a purge. What else is it? Like Stalin.
3 weeks ago, you see how popular the treatment was up to 3 weeks ago, and I said, God, why does she have to wait until Tuesday? They go, because our number of COVID patients are out of control.
Yeah.
You can imagine what's going to happen now. There's going to be a lot more deaths, and they're just sitting there saying, okay.
Well, they think that the deaths will, in the end, be for the greater good, that more people who are unvaccinated will get that their sacrifice will cause more to be vaccinated and save more lives. So, that's how they view it. They're not risking anything, by the way. But, yeah.
Work. You're absolutely right. Like I said, I knew nothing about it. They said, well, she set up an ambulance through her insurance to come and get her, because I couldn't certainly be near her. And they came and got her, and they took her home, and it was a 2-hour infusion.
Well, let's hope. Luckily, Ron DeSantis is not the kind of guy that sits back and doesn't do anything. He talked about it in his press conference yesterday. He has a press conference every day wherever he's at. This is going to be an ongoing discussion. This is not something that's going to happen. This is and the Biden administration did something else yesterday. They cut off the ability to have helicopters or drones film the illegals under the interstate out there in Texas that was on TV all day yesterday. So we can get no new footage over there. The FAA came in and banned flights over drones as well from this area. So that the White House, they were afraid this was going to turn people against them on the border. So now they've cut off the media. Now we won't get new video of the situation down there. I
tell you this, Brian. If he needed the treatment, he would get it.
Yeah, but you and I here in Florida may not be able to get it now. Rabbi David's doctor's out. Dr. Lemaski's doctor's out.
Well, the president himself would me in like 1 second. But you see the sacrifice that's being made because we live in Florida. It's just.
Yep. Mm-hmm.
Ron DeSantis does something because, like you said, he has that personality that he just doesn't sit down and say, okay. So I think Ron DeSantis is he's the best governor we ever had.
Yeah. All right, listen, I'm going to move on, but thanks for the call. Good morning, you're on the radio.
Hey, Brian.
Yes, what's your name?
Spring. It's Jeff from Coral Springs, Brian.
Hey, what's up?
How are you doing? So the thing that's kind of interesting is the Democrats like to say that Trump is a Nazi and all kinds of crazy stuff. Here's an example of a man who's trying to exterminate people in a state. And the vaccination rates for certain ethnic groups in South Florida is considerably lower than
black people in large numbers. Democrats are not getting, yes, a huge percent. The largest group, maybe not numbers wise, but the largest demographic group that's unvaccinated are African Americans. Yes, this is true.
We need to go back at him with some kind of video like that Vietnam one where we have him exterminating blacks to South Florida.
Well, there's no question what they're doing is they're doing this to try to get the people of Florida to get vaccinated in higher numbers and break our governor and with the vaccine mandates and the masks in the schools. I think the teachers union has a role in this. They seem to have a lot of power over Biden. Thanks for the call. Good morning. You're on the radio.
Yes, we have to realize that many Americans truly believe there is something in this vaccine.
No, we're not talking about the vaccine. We're talking about the monoclonal treatment. Good morning. You're on the radio. I'm sorry. I gotta focus and I gotta take control of the direction because something big is happening here, and we gotta be focused on this and not get sidelined on this, that, and the other thing. What the Biden administration has done in the last 24 hours is unlike anything that's been done by any president ever in the history of the Union. Good morning.
Good morning. I have something very interesting to tell your audience. Number one, I called Pfizer, I called Moderna, and I called Johnson & Johnson. Not one of them has taken the vaccine.
We're not talking about the vaccine. What am I talking about? You were on the air with me. I went from the last caller to you, and you just heard me say, we're not talking about the vaccine. What are we talking about? No. And I like how you got the executives on from Pfizer and they told you that. I mean, come on. Stop with your propaganda and listen. We have been hit today by seminar. You remember I talking about the seminar callers? Notice what's going on here? We're getting seminar callers, fake MAGA calling in, trying to change the topic. The first couple I didn't realize they were seminar callers, and now I'm getting slammed. Boom, 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 one after the other. We're having seminar callers calling in, covering for Biden, trying to get us sidetracked on these other things. It's not going to happen. Call Beavis and Butthead. They took over for Rush. Seminar callers can have their day with Buck Sexton and them. They don't know what the hell they're doing. Never Trumper. No talents. Notice that it took me a while to pick up on it. I'm usually a little quicker with the seminar callers. Boom, 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 boom. I'm going to check the caller ID and see if they're coming from the same area. We're the first to really talk. Emerald Robinson brought this up yesterday to Psaki. There's a big move to get control of the messaging on this. And we're not going to let that happen. And that last caller, that was just seminar caller and a liar. Oh, man. Okay, guys. I want to tell you all about, of course, Friendly Tire in Margate. Friendly Tire in Margate. I've been a customer there for over a decade. They have the lowest prices on new tires that you will find anywhere. There's also thousands of used tires in stock, starting at just $30 for most sizes at Friendly Tire in Margate. Now listen, the prices I'm about to give you, these are out the door and on the road prices for new tires. Friendly Tire doesn't charge you to mount the tire. They don't charge you to balance the tire. They don't charge you to dispose of your old tire, and there's no added fees. These prices are out the door and on the road. Okay? I took my daughter's car over there. The cheapest price I could find on new tires elsewhere, the lowest price I could find, $135 a tire. Friendly Tire's price, $65 a tire. A $70 savings per tire, out the door and on the road. My wife's car, the lowest price I could find on new tires for my wife's car, $165 a tire. Friendly Tire's price, $75 a tire. Brand new tires, out the door and on the road. A $90 savings per tire. It's amazing. Steve, his van, the lowest price we could find around town, $175 a tire. Friendly Tire's price, out the door and on the road, $75 a tire. A $100 savings per tire. And do you notice the savings in each of these instances I gave you? My wife's tires, my daughter's tires, Steve's tires. The savings is greater than the price of the tire. $100 savings per tire. That's absolutely amazing. And again, out the door on the road because there's no added fees. And he has thousands of used tires in stock. You have run flats. If you have a car with run flats, you know what I'm talking about. Run flats are great until you need to buy one, right? They're expensive. You will find the lowest prices anywhere on new run flats at Friendly Tire in Margate. No matter what type of vehicle you have, he can help you out. I see people over there. I've seen listeners in Porsches. I've seen them in Jags. I've seen them in Vets. And then I've seen hunks of junk rust buckets. I don't know how they made it there. Everyone goes to Friendly Tire. He can help you with commercial vehicles too. He has all the brands you know and you love and you want. Goodyear, Aurora, Firestone, Bridgestone, all the others. He has them all. Mike will give you a quote right over the phone. Here's the number, 954-977-9445. 954-977-9445. Call him. He'll give you a quote right over the phone. And also, Friendly Tire in Margate is open on Saturdays. 954-977-9445. 2 hours down, 1 to go. We'll be back with the third and final hour after this.
Got you covered. AM 1470, FM 95.3, 96.9. South Florida's FM Money Talk Radio Network. WWNN, Pompano Beach.
I'm Dr. Janae.
I'm Alan Knight.
You love listening to Steve Kane and Brian Craig for your daily dose of political pandemonium. Now you need a cure for the resulting anxiety and depression. Join us for the perfect prescription to help you cope with the world.
Saturday mornings at 11 and Sunday nights at 11.
If you want answers about love, anger, pain, and relationships, join us for your chance to call in and share your stories, tears, or laughs. Take the opportunity to tell me what's on your mind.
I checked the temperature this morning before I left. The high today is going to be almost 90 degrees here in South Florida. The hot weather, it's already here, and it's only going to get hotter. On the line from Cut My Kilowatts, we have Scott from Cut My Kilowatts. He's going to tell you how he can save you big money on your electric bill.
We're facing the onslaught of summer here, and a lot of people are going to be noticing that, if they haven't noticed already, that their air conditioner is just running nonstop, fighting to keep the house cool. A lot of times the air conditioner can't even keep up with the heat gain. You know, like you'll have the temperature set on your house at 74, and you'll look at the thermostat, it'll be at 76 or 77 or even 78.
Yeah.
Even as high as 80. So what we do is cutmykilowatts.com, and we've been doing radiant barrier in South Florida for 10 years. I mean, we did Steve Kane's house probably 10 years ago when I first started doing this in South Florida. Radiant barrier stops the heat gain in the house, lowers the temperature in the attic 30 to 40 degrees, literally cuts the AC runtime in half, and a lot of money.
Let's explain to people what radiant barrier is. We have known Scott from Cut My Kilowatts for well over a decade. He's with us every summer here on the Steve Kane Show. In the heat of the summer, the attic, how hot does an attic get during the summer, Scott?
It can get, depending on what kind of roof it has, with a shingle or tile, shingle being the hottest, 140, 150, even 150.
The seminar callers
and
are
what that does is that
coming out of the woodwork, man.
60-degree heat in your attic makes your ceiling hot, and of course your air conditioning ducts are in your ceiling. It heats them up, and it makes your air conditioner work longer, harder, causing your electric bill going up, struggling to keep your house cool. So Scott has the radiant barrier. So tell people what radiant barrier is and how it works.
Radiant barrier is like a big aluminum foil tarp. It goes on the underside of the roof deck below the trusses, so there's an air gap so it doesn't damage the roof. And it basically just turns the heat wave that comes down off the roof around and pushes it back up out the roof. So it makes your roof function like a white shingle reflective roof. You know 25, 30%. Same thing with radiant berry. You put it in on the underside of your roof deck. You know, it's like $1 a square foot, and we even got a special if you spend 2,000 square feet.
Hey, what's up?
So 500 off. I mean, it's very reasonable.
It's not working yet. You want to do it over the phone? Okay, hold on. I got callers, so hold on. You got to speak up though. You sound like low on the phone. Hold on. Now listen, it's getting hot today. It's going to be about 88, 89 degrees here in South Florida. We're not in the hottest heat of the summer yet. We will be soon. And because of that, Scott, he's offering a great discount before it gets super, super hot, because as it gets hotter and hotter, it's more difficult for his crew to work in the attic. Now, it's not quite as hot. They can get the work done faster, can spend more time in the attic. I want to give you, Scott, okay.
my kilowatts.
Tyler said he's already talked to him. He just texted me.
It's listed at SteveKaneShow.com. First, you can give Scott a call at 954-939-1500. 954-939-1500. Online, cutmykilowatts.com. And again, listed at SteveKaneShow.com. Scott will save you money on your electric bill this and every summer. All right, Scott from Cut My Kilowatts, have a great day. We will talk later in the week.
The Steve Kane Show is brought to you by Attorney Barry Siegel at the Siegel Law Group. Are you concerned with the distribution of your assets at the time of your passing? Avoid probate. Call the Siegel Law Group with 9 offices throughout South Florida, from Palm Beach Gardens to Coral Gables. Call toll-free 1-855-FLA-3782.
You are listening to South Florida's longest-running radio show, The Steve Kane Show. To call the show toll-free, dial 1-888-GO-KANE-1. That's 1-888-GO-KANE-1. And now,
all right, third and final hour has begun. Only one opening on the board at 1-888-GO-KANE-1. We're having problems connecting to Steve's studio, but we got Steve on the phone. You with us, Steve?
Yes, I am.
Okay. It seems a lot. If you get disconnected, it's just I'll call you back, because I'm going to conference you in with the calls and me on the air. But let me recap what's going on here for people that are just tuning in. We are under attack from seminar callers today. That's how big this is. They have sent the seminar callers, the DNC, here to the Steve Kane Show, filling up our lines. But don't worry, we can handle it. This isn't Buck Sexton over here. Okay, we know what we're doing. But well, they suck. You know, I mean, it's a disgrace, Steve. It's a disgrace to put them on. But anyway, let's not get sidetracked. Okay, so we have the Lifesaving monoclonal IV treatment for COVID. There are centers and facilities set up throughout the state by Governor Ron DeSantis. We know 2 people whose lives have been saved by it. Dr. Lemaski called us a couple weeks back. It saved her life when she got the COVID. Rabbi David, who called me in the first hour, it saved his life and the life of his wife. Now the federal government, Biden, has seized control of the supply. They're going to distribute it not based on need, but to the states equally because of equity issues, they say.
I'm not, I've been listening to, excuse me, it's going to take me a little bit to clear out my throat this morning. I'm not an attorney, I just play one on the radio, but it seems to me this should end up in court real quick.
Well, hopefully before people die. Rabbi David said his doctor is now out.
I mean, that's what the courts are for. I mean...
Well, here's the problem, Steve. If here's the problem. Okay? You think you got COVID today. You go over to any lab test now of Boca or Coral Springs. You get tested. You got it. You got to get this treatment within 3 or 4 days for it to work. Going to, who has time? I got to get a lawyer. I got to go to court. And now next thing you know, it's 2 weeks later, I'm dead.
Well, wait a minute. But all I'm saying is courts are set up in emergent situations to expedite these things. So I would imagine it would, if anything in the world, any situation would call for a speedy trial, this would be it. I mean, if there's a life and death matter out.
Well, DeSantis, I'm sure, DeSantis is on this already. So he'll go to court, and then Biden's people will find some Obama judge. There's even Biden judges already. and they'll find some Democrat judge that'll rule against it. And, you know, and Biden is doing this because Florida is not bending the knee to him.
And I understand that, but again, once again, this man, Joe Biden, does not go an entire 24-hour day without making a major gaffe. When you think about it, whether it's the situation in Afghanistan or whatever the latest emergency he creates, he's like a bull in a china shop.
Yeah.
This is going to end up being today's disaster for him. But this is outrageous.
It's scary. I mean, I'm really scared. I'm more scared than I am angry right now, because I know it's saved Rabbi David's life. I know it saved Dr. Lemaski's life, and I know that if somebody in my family or someone I know has it, I'm going to be getting them to a treatment for it. And now we're not going to have enough because they're rationing it out now. It's already been that. We're in day 2 now. It's already been 24 hours. We're in the second day. There was a news.
8 hours.
All right.
I mean, you got to give it a little time. You're right that DeSantis is.
This is an attempt. This is an attempt at a purge in Florida to get DeSantis to bend the knee. And I'm telling you, Steve, the teachers union has something to do with this because of the school mask mandate.
Well, that's why we have more.
Okay.
That's why they fasted it. When there were life and death emergencies, that's why they created.
Okay.
Fast track.
Well, we'll find out. Okay, now listen, we've got a full board of calls. Let's take some calls. Let's go. You're on the radio. Good morning.
Hey, Brian. It's Jeff from Ranches.
Hey, Jeff.
Hey, I've been following this, and I've been recommending and sending people for the monoclonal antibodies for almost the last month. And in some of the meetings that I've been in, medical DOH meetings, early on it came out that Donald Trump, I haven't seen it, but I was told Donald Trump had ordered several million, like a couple 100 million of these initially, had ordered these for the American public, and that they were shelved for a while. And then finally, when we started having a surge, in one of our surges, when that Delta strain was started to come out and be publicized, that he got a hold of the governor and said, hey, this is here, and it's available. And I've sent several dozen people, and everybody that I have sent with it, the longest was almost 7 days. Most of it because they were a long-term sick for a while. They were sick for over a week. But if you catch it in the first 4 or 5 days, like you said,
that's cutting it close.
Has been out.
You really need it in the first 3, but yeah, 4 or 5 days is on the long end. It really, yeah.
Because the way it works is it fills those.
Well, okay, but okay, we know about all that. Why do you think Biden did this?
Oh, it's obvious. It's clear that he's trying to yank the carpet out from underneath Governor DeSantis. It's a direct attack.
But people could die. People could die next week.
You think this is all going to escape the notice of the American people?
The liberals don't give a damn, Steve. They hate us. They hate us.
Liberals don't matter.
They don't care.
Yes, they do. They're running the government. The federal government is run by liberal. Jen Psaki was asked about this by Emerald Robinson. She had a grin on her face talking about it. Those Floridians, they're, I'm not kidding.
Anyone else in America still have
No one in power gives a damn, Steve. There's still Americans in Afghanistan being held by the Taliban hostage. That's now we're on to the next group, the Floridians now. No.
We're on to the next disaster. Is what we're on.
Yeah, no one is we're screwed.
It's going to end up being a disaster for Biden.
Oh, yeah? So why are the Americans still in Afghanistan being held hostage?
Well,
yeah. Now,
you think hold on. You think what's going on in Afghanistan is working in favor of Biden?
Yeah, it's out of the news. That's 3 news cycles ago. We got the border. We got this.
So many screw-ups.
Milley.
That there are not enough news cycles to handle all this.
None of them have been resolved. Milley's coup, the southern border, Afghanistan hostages, now this. Nothing's being done other than us talking about it because we're out of power and we got sick, twisted Stalinists running the government that are committing a purge.
Stacking up the...
So tell me how you account for Biden's collapsing his numbers.
He doesn't give a damn. He's 100 years old. He's never running again. He doesn't care what the numbers are, Steve. He's not like he doesn't care what his numbers are. All he cares about is getting DeSantis to bend the knee and setting his family up.
It's true. DeSantis is getting the carpet yanked out from underneath his feet with this. There's about 5 to 7 other states that started the monoclonals and have seen the successes. So now they're realizing that the public has been made aware and sees it. It was a well-kept secret for the first week. Only Governor DeSantis was out there preaching it. He opened the first one here locally in Broward County at C.B. Smith Park almost a month ago, and they were doing 300 a day. It was open 7 days a week.
You think they're going to take
all
this
day.
to court? You think they're going to take this to court, fast track it?
They're going to try. They will try, and with speedy trials and all the blocking judges, it's going to be difficult, and it'll be timely no matter what.
Now you're Steve's in denial, caller. He doesn't want to think this because he's worried. You're in denial.
And I hear you, Steve, but Brian's right on point with this one. I'm out there every single day in meetings and everything that's.
Democrats don't care. They think DeSantis. I told you this. Yeah. Now, hey, thanks for calling. I want to play. I played this in the last hour. I want to play this again. This is important. If you're on hold, don't go anywhere. I saw this morning. There's a new hashtag on Twitter. Florida is Vietnam, and they have this new ad out. I played it in the last. I'm going to play it again. See, they have a narrative, and they're trying to get the narrative to become a reality. This is the new commercial the liberals are playing. Florida is Vietnam, it's called, and it's trending on Twitter right now.
In the span of 11 years, America lost 58,200 soldiers in Vietnam. Under Ron DeSantis' disastrous leadership, Florida has lost 47,000 people to COVID.
Every day I come to work, I feel like I'm going to war. I feel like it's a battlefield.
Governor Ron DeSantis has been downplaying the severity of COVID in Florida.
I mean, it may go up a little, but it is not surging.
Just like the Secretary of Defense and generals did in Vietnam.
We will prevail in Vietnam over the communist aggressor.
Now they're accusing you of creating, quote, an artificial decline in deaths and misleading the public about the surge coming to an end. What is your take on all this?
So first of all, it's just a totally false partisan narrative.
Comments on civilian casualties have been used in the United States for political purposes and have been greatly exaggerated.
There's been a lot of misinformation.
Soon Florida will surpass the number of Americans dead in Vietnam.
The fact is, we're no longer in a state of emergency.
ICUs, most cases are just overflowing at this point. Governor Ron DeSantis has said that hospitals have it under control. ICU nurses are at their breaking point. In my whole nursing career, I've never seen anything like it.
The war in Vietnam is going well, and we will succeed. Robert McNamara, Secretary of Defense.
40 to 50 ambulances in the county have to wait an hour or more to offload their patients
because there aren't enough beds. 1,200 dead of COVID yesterday in Florida. That's not the total for a week or a month, but one single day.
More people are dying now than ever before during the pandemic.
So you're going to give a speech or are you going to ask a question?
Refrigerated trailers are in place at several hospitals to expand hospital morgue capacity.
Ron DeSantis' disastrous leadership has turned Florida into its own Vietnam.
Yet we were wrong. I believe we were terribly wrong.
Okay, so they've got this new campaign, Florida is Vietnam. We've not yet reached the same death toll as Vietnam, but we're expected to soon. They're rushing it along. Florida is Vietnam is a campaign slogan they came up with, and now they want reality to match the narrative they just crafted. That's a lot to do with this. And this Florida is Vietnam is trending on Twitter. It's all over the internet. It's going viral, and it happened at the same time that Biden seized control of the monoclonal IV supply. These are not accidents. This is a very well-designed political campaign purge going on here, man.
So you're very good at creating the negative narrative. They're very good at creating a negative narrative. But what I'm asking you to do is this. There have been about four, the thing you're saying, which is right on the money, is there are so many major screw-ups that Biden is making almost on a daily basis that there's not enough news cycle time to get them all in.
Well, no one's done anything about any of them other than talk.
Wait a minute. You know, look, the proof of the pudding's in the eating, and I would suggest to you that Biden, the final word on who's winning is in the polls here.
He doesn't give a... Steve, he doesn't care about the polls. He's not running again. Okay? He doesn't care about the polls.
America does.
Not if you're not running again, you don't care what the polls are. He's got his son doing a money laundering operation with art that he paints with a cocaine straw, and it's on TV. This guy doesn't care what public opinion is, Steve. He's not a regular politician. He's a sick man.
The system is going to play that.
Really? What kind of justice? Okay, what kind of justice did the people who were killed in the New York nursing homes get from the governor up there? Zero. What justice did that? What justice?
Home scandal hit. All right. Cuomo was the favorite for the nomination in the next.
That's not justice because Cuomo can't run. He's not. That's not justice to the dead and their families. Democrats have a license to do whatever they want.
Okay. Well, let's just give up.
I'm not giving up. You're just got your head in the sand. You just got your head in the sand with this one, Steve. The doctor that saved okay, let me finish. The doctor that saved Rabbi David's life is out of it already. He doesn't have the medication anymore. That means it's already in short supply. That means that you have that 3, 4, 5 day window. There are going to be people who will not be able to get it.
Problem is, I'll tell you what part of your problem is. You thrive on the internet and on the, what do you call them, with the trending and all this kind of stuff. That's one way of getting news. There's another way of getting news. I'm going to, when I finish up here this morning, be sitting and watching Fox TV, and I can promise you Fox TV is going to be blaring this all over. And if you think these things, there are about 4 major issues.
Yeah, and what's Fox doing? They got their number one military guy is General Keane. He's defending Milley all week. So what the hell, you know? Listen, we got to take a break. If you're on hold, don't go anywhere. Steve is in denial. He doesn't want to hear this. And, you know, we'll go to... I'm going to put you on hold, Steve, okay? Because Steve's on the phone because we're having a tech issue connecting to a studio.
Get back because I may cut my wrist by then.
Well, listen, I'm not Tony Robbins. Oh, Steve wants... I'm not Tony Robbins. I'm not supposed to make you feel good by lying. You know?
Just misinformed.
I am not misinformed. I am sadly too well informed on this. All right, let me put you on hold, Steve. If you're on hold, stand by. Oh, man. Scary. We'll be back.
Hi, Brian Craig here. I'm in studio with my wife, Kathy, and she's here to tell you about her experience with the MyPillow mattress topper.
Well, as you know, Brian, I was waking up in pain almost every morning for years and years, and we had bought a new mattress not that long ago, but it still was not doing the trick. So I said to you, let's get the MyPillow mattress topper, and let's see if it helps or makes any kind of a difference. And I have to tell you, after sleeping on it just one night, I woke up no pain. I felt incredible. It made a huge, huge difference for me. And the pain has not returned.
Wow, that's absolutely amazing. Now go to MyPillow.com and order your MyPillow mattress topper and do what Kathy and I did. Use the promo code KANE at checkout, K-A-N-E. And this is an incredible deal because with the promo code KANE, you will save 30% off the MyPillow mattress topper and get 2 free MyPillows. But you've got to use the promo code KANE at checkout
checkout, Kane. It comes in every size, too, from twin all the way up to California King. That's promo code Kane, Kane, at mypillow.com.
Hi folks, Dr. Matez here, now with the BioStation West Delray. At BioStation West Delray, we continue to offer the highest level of experience and care you can find in the realm of hormone pellet and hormone replacement therapies. But that's just the start. We offer a full array of age management modalities, including state-of-the-art treatments for erectile dysfunction, sexual dysfunction in women, physical and sexual rejuvenation, and quite frankly, any sign or symptom of aging that you may have. And don't forget, we offer the complete array of all cosmetic modalities, including Botox, fillers, lasers, etc. Better energy, better sleep, better performance, and looks to die for. If this all sounds good to you, call us at 561-320-8893. That's 561-320-8893.
Hi, my name is Tom Laporta, the owner of Laporta Contracting, Roofing, and Restoration.
All right, there's one opening on the board, guys. 1-888-GO-CANE-1 if you want to call in. 888-465-2631.
Residential and commercial roofing, impact windows, and building restoration. The 2021 hurricane season is upon us. If you have noticed any water stains on your ceiling, or if your roof is older than 15 years, you will want to call us to come out and evaluate your roof. Our services run from minor repairs to complete new roof systems. We install every kind of roof, from regular asphalt shingles, clay, or concrete tiles.
Steve Kane Show. Hey, Barry, I just got your text. Okay, great. Hold on. Well, with everything going on in the news today, which is not good stuff, it tells you gotta be prepared, and that's where Attorney Barry Siegel and the Siegel Law Group come in. Attorney Barry Siegel, of course, is our estate planning attorney. Attorney Barry Siegel, good morning. Doing all right, Barry. So, what's going on in the world of estate and Medicaid planning?
One of the things we talk about often, both on your show, during our workshops, and also when we meet with clients, is the process of avoiding probate. And that's what we do successfully for many, many families. However, sometimes we get calls from people who need to hire us to do probate. So, even though I talk often about avoiding probate, I want to make it clear that we do handle probate. And it's simply because people didn't either plan properly, or even if they planned, they didn't execute properly, meaning they didn't do what they needed to do to make sure that, for example, their assets were in their trust. One of the things we do, Brian, is we give our clients, and even seminar attendees, we give them a form, it's a checklist of actions to take upon disability or death. That way, the trustees, the personal representatives, the powers of attorney know what to do in case that happens if they're serving as a fiduciary for their loved ones. Because, frankly, most people, and I know you have a lot of experience, Brian, but most people don't have a lot of experience acting in these roles. So we give them this form that tells them all the things they need to do immediately if, God forbid, they have to jump into this role. And so that's something that we give to people, and we also make it available for anyone, even if they attend a consultation with us, it's also available to them as well.
Yeah, and this is I am the executor of several trusts, including Steve Kane's trust, and I'm not an attorney, but Attorney Barry Siegel, the Siegel Law Group, offer a consultation, so that when that happens, I can call Attorney Barry Siegel's office, and I've got the form, and they'll also have that meeting, so I know what to do. Which that gives a lot. I was getting worried until you talked about that in one of your workshops, Barry, because what am I gonna? You give me the trust. I don't know how to execute it, but you're gonna tell me how to do that. Listen, give Attorney Barry Siegel's office a call. It's a free consultation with the Siegel Law Group. If you mention you heard them on the radio, the number 855-FLA-3782, 855-FLA-3782. And online, SiegelLawGroup.com. All right, Barry, have a great weekend. We'll talk next week. All right, take care. All right, we got you, Steve, connected from the studio.
I want to make a point here.
Now we can hear your denials in stereophonic sound.
A lot of what we have here is a difference in perception between you and me. You're taking this story, this latest horrendous gaffe by Biden, is only in its second or third day or whatever. It's relatively new. News cycles take longer than that. If you look at every one of the potential news, for example, let's take terrorism. And do you think the terrorism thing and the Afghanistan thing is over for Biden?
In what way? No, it's going to continue to happen.
No, I'm talking about ending, how the cycle ends. The cycle is going to end in debacle for Biden.
No.
Let me tell you why. Because it's only a question of time in that particular cycle that there one of these jerks coming over the border in fact, these cycles are intertwining with each other. Somebody's going to come in over the border in the Mexico, whatever it is, some of these Afghan terrorists. There's going to be a terrorist act at some point, and America is going to look at it and they're going to realize, look, that's going to be the final act of the terrorist cycle. Okay? And you think Biden's not going to take it on the chin when that happens? You're not.
Steve, on CNN, it's Don Lemon, their primetime guy, has been saying Biden's people do. They're Democrats. But they're in power. We're not in power. If we were in power, it'd be different. They've been saying on CNN this week, on the Milley thing, that he saved America doing this, and that we should shun the unvaccinated. They want Florida to feel this. The mainstream media, which are the Democrats, are going to be on Biden's side with this. Let's go to the phones. And just because you don't watch it doesn't mean no one does, Steve.
Wait a minute, but the other news cycle that's going on now is the economy thing, that they're trying to pass all this stuff.
Yeah, that's going to happen too.
That's going to happen too, and you know what's going to have that one's going to end? It's going to, at some point, there's going to be a boost of inflation that is going to be horrendous, and he's going to lose.
Well, let's go. No, he's not. He's not going to lose. They're in power. They're in power.
Let's see what the audience.
You're not going to find any motivational speakers on the line to make you feel better, Steve. Okay, we only have one opening at 1-888-GO-KANE-1, 888-465-2631. I believe Steve is in that a few good men you can't handle the truth moments right now, but you're on the air, caller.
Hey, first of all, thank God for Governor DeSantis, because he had a conversation with Biden yesterday and basically told him to go F himself.
Oh, yeah.
He's contracted directly with GlaxoSmithKline to get the mono.
No, you've got so much. You've got so many half stories and half truths. First off, he didn't have a conversation with Biden and tell him to go F himself. He went out and talked to the press, and he said, because I played it on the air earlier. See, I told you, these seminar callers. He excuse me. Well, then you're an uninformed caller, or a liar, or both. This is what happened. First off, he didn't talk to Biden. He didn't tell him to F himself. He had a press conference yesterday, Governor DeSantis, and no, he said he's going. The F word he used was fight for Florida, and he was going to attempt to purchase the monoclonal medication directly from the manufacturer. He was going to attempt to do that.
You immediately attack everybody that doesn't.
Well, you lied. You lied.
How do you know I lied?
Because I know what's going on here, and I saw the press conference, and I heard the governor, and what's going to happen is that the federal government's buying up huge quantities of this. They're not going to have it to sell to him.
Right. So congratulations. You went to the Gateway Pundit and you read their stories. Congratulations.
No. I saw Governor DeSantis on his Twitter with his press conference. He had a press conference.
Brian gets.
No, it's the governor. I played the audio earlier.
I'm on your side.
No, you're not. You're a liar. He did not have a. You said several things, or maybe you're just uninformed. You're either a liar or uninformed. I know you're not stupid. Governor DeSantis had a press conference yesterday. I played some of the press conference and watched the press conference. That's where I got my information.
And I saw that. And you don't think they?
Oh, where was the part where he said, "I talked to President Biden and told him to F himself"? Where was that in the press conference?
In public.
Because the governor's going to say that. Brian, come on, man.
Well, that's what you said he did. None of that happened. There was no conversation. No, he didn't.
Okay. All right. So then let's move off this. Stephen.
This is a lifeline now. He's throwing out a lifeline. He's going to try to bond with you, Steve. No, he needs a lifeline. The caller needs a lifeline.
Let the caller make a statement. Go ahead.
Brian. Wow, man. I've been calling for 30 years, and I got to tell you, Brian.
No, you're not.
Steve, you need to see the bigger picture of what's going on. Biden.
Well, that's what I'm saying.
Yeah, Biden doesn't care in that. Here's the thing. You can't rely on the state, because if the state was going to do anything, 13 servicemen dead would be enough. What they're doing with the border would be enough. The economy would be enough. No one's going to jail. Look at Durham or Dunham. He's going after some low level attorney, not going after Comey or McCabe.
No, forget that. That's not that's a dead end. That's a dead end. No, look, I'm telling you. Wait. You know when this cycle, there's four cycles going on now. At least one is the economy, where they're getting ready to pass stuff that is going to send inflation through the roof. That cycle is going to culminate with the election. Okay. In fact, all these are going to culminate with the election. The COVID thing at the southern border, Brian, I don't know if you know this, but they've announced at Fox that they're going to defy the ban, and they're going to send their own, what do you call those things? Robots?
Drones.
They're going to send their own drones in. Fox is digging in its heels, and that cycle is going to end with the election. What?
With all due respect, what election?
Well, see, Steve, what's going on with Steve is it's the weekend. He doesn't want to be depressed by this disaster that's going on, and he wants to be in denial about it. Yeah.
Get rid of the Constitution.
See, what's going on? Yeah, exactly. Mm-hmm. Steve, no matter how the midterm elections turn out, Biden's still going to be the president after the midterms.
If things go as they should go.
Yeah. Yeah, sure.
That'll happen. We're going to have to wait and see. You can't disagree with that.
That we have to wait and see.
midterm elections?
It's not going to stop the corruption of Joe Biden. The president has tremendous amounts of power. Let's take another call or two, okay? I'm getting aggravated today. I'm not feeling too good.
You're losing.
We're all losing, Steve. We're all losing. They're taking life-saving medication from us.
Before it.
Yeah. Let's see how positive you are when someone in your family needs the treatment and the doctor is out of it. Like the Rabbi David's doctor's out of it. Then we'll say, oh, it's got to get worse. Sorry, maybe next time, Good morning, caller. You're on the air. Jacqueline, thank you for that. Good morning, caller.
How you doing?
Hey, Joe.
Ron, this is Jeff. You hear me?
Yeah.
All right. First of all, that commercial, that's the first time I've heard it. Whoever did that was sick. Sick.
Well, that's your Democrat Party. That's your DNC.
I understand that. I watched that. That's disgusting. Completely. And what does this remind you? This kind of, I've done a little bit of research here, and this sounds like we're taking the monoclonal antibody.
Yes. The red states.
Second Civil War.
All right. See, this just the second stupid caller. Listen, let's take our break, and then we'll be back. I am not in denial like you, Steve. I'm upset not because of this discussion. I'm upset that we have a life-saving treatment that Biden's taken away from us because we're a red state and our governor won't have a mask mandate in schools. And I know that treatment saved Rabbi David's life. It saved Dr. Lemaski's life. And Rabbi David's doctor now doesn't even have it.
But when it's finished, all of these episodes, the 4 that we're talking about, the cycles that we're in, because these cycles...
Yeah, Biden, yes, Biden's winning them all. Yeah. No, I didn't say looking good. Steve, he doesn't give an F about his poll numbers. He's 120 and he's got, yes, and he doesn't care about a re-election. He doesn't care. So we still got his term and his power, Steve. It's not, he doesn't care about poll numbers. He doesn't care. No, they don't care at this point. Look what happened in California. All right? Gavin Newsom thinks the same way as Biden on most everything that we're dealing with, and he maintained his seat, and they're talking about running him as the president now. He just won this week in California. He won a recall. He won a recall. All right, Steve. Everything's fine. Everything is gumdrops and what are those dreams that people? I mean, this. You know what I feel like I'm talking to Sean Penn when he came back from Iraq on his search for WMDs over there, and it's so wonderful over there, and they've got medicine and healthcare and freedom and all this stuff. Oh my gosh. Let's be right back after this.
This is Lori Kane, and I want to tell you about Brighton Dental Care. I just had a lot of work done, and I avoided going to the dentist for a lot of years because I was afraid of the cost. But I went to Brighton Dental for my free consultation, which, by the way, he offers to all Steve Kane listeners. I had 2 cavities, I needed a crown on top and a crown on the bottom. If I were a horse, they would have put me down. So I scheduled my appointment for the next Saturday because Brighton Dental has Saturday appointments available, and they saved me a ton of money. And I will be a patient for life. Don't let cost stop you from taking care of your teeth.
Jacqueline, thanks for that $20 super chat. Everyone thank Jacqueline.
All dental procedures, just like they gave me. Prices are so reasonable, you don't have to worry about the cost. So call Brighton Dental today at 954-922-4633. That's 954-922-4633. You can visit them at brightondental.com and tell them Lori Kane sent you.
Hi, Brian Craig here. I'm in studio with my wife, Kathy, and she's here to tell you about her experience with the MyPillow mattress topper.
Well, as you know, Brian, I was waking up in pain almost every morning for years and years, and we had bought a new mattress not that long ago, but it still was not doing the trick. So I said to you, let's get the MyPillow mattress topper, and let's see if it helps or makes any kind of a difference. And I have to tell you, after sleeping on it just one night, I woke up, no pain, I felt incredible. It made a huge difference for me. And the pain has not returned.
Wow, that's absolutely amazing. Now go to MyPillow.com and order your MyPillow mattress topper and do what Kathy and I did. Use the promo code KANE at checkout, K-A-N-E. And this is an incredible deal because with the promo code KANE, you will save 30% off the MyPillow mattress topper and get 2 free MyPillows. But you've got to use the promo code KANE at checkout, K-A-N-E. It comes in every size too, from twin all the way up to California King. That's promo code KANE, K-A-N-E, at MyPillow.com.
Listen to the Steve Kane Show on iHeartRadio. Just search for W.
Oh my goodness. Oh my goodness. Yes.
Point here, which is the one thing that's true with all of us. We are creatures of our news source. So Brian, who exists pretty much all on the internet, I, who exist pretty much all without the internet and with the Fox TV, are going to get different perspectives. That's a neutral statement. All right. Now let me ask you, having said that, do you think Milley is going to maintain his job or not?
No, he'll resign at some point.
Oh, that's going to be a win for Biden?
Yeah, because, Steve, because Milley didn't do this on his own. He was working for Pelosi, and nothing's going to happen to anyone but Milley, and he's going to resign with his 4 stars and his $100,000 a year pension, and then be a commentator on CNN after that, so making a 7-figure salary. No, nothing's going to happen to any of these people.
I think all our Democratic friends that are out there can't wait for Milley to testify and for the facts to be given to the American people on this.
Oh, they'd rather it not. See, you're talking about you're talking about a television show as opposed to the reality of the situation. Yesterday on MSNBC they were talking about how General Milley saved America. So when he's forced to resign, he'll be a hero to them.
Democrats are all looking forward to this testimony, and they're going to walk out a winner. And
this is what's going to happen. Milley's going to come in there, and when it's time for a Republican to ask a question, they're going to ask all the questions we want to hear the answers to. And then when a Democrat congressman asks a question, they're going to praise him and thank him for his life of dedication to public service. And he'll resign at some point with his full retirement and have a book deal. And Biden doesn't give a damn, Steve. This is his last rodeo. He doesn't care. He cares about making money so his crackhead son doesn't have to work again. No. He sniffs people's hair on TV. He hits on women at military funerals and things. He doesn't care. He doesn't care. He's looking at his watch while they're bringing off dead servicemen.
America had...
I'm not saying America doesn't care. Biden doesn't care. There were hundreds, maybe thousands of American hostages in Afghanistan, and that's like disappeared from the news. You know, he doesn't care.
So Afghanistan, as far as the news cycle and the effect on the upcoming elections, the next 2...
Biden doesn't care. Biden doesn't care about any of that stuff. No, he's a corrupt public official. This is his last run at the game, and he's just raking it in. He doesn't care. Liberals write the history books, and he's going to be remembered like Obama as something great. Yeah. Good morning. You're on the radio.
Hey, Brian, I tell you what, you and Steve are going at it, ain't you?
I guess so.
Yeah. Steve, I got to tell you something. I don't know, Brian needs to calm down.
Hey.
No, the purpose of this show is not to calm people down.
Yeah, we don't want to be boring. Then we'd have to change the name of the show to the Joyce Kaufman Show.
No, okay.
Or the Beavis and Butter.
Yeah, where there's no emotion, no insight, no callers.
And Brian puts the commercials together.
No, I did. That's not my commercial. That's a DNC commercial.
Yeah, and somebody put it together, right?
Oh my God! All right, Augustino, take care. Steve, gotta help me. I don't know what's going on here. Am I okay? Is something wrong? Am I? Oh no, I'm not asking you, Steve. You're in denial. You're in denial. I was asking the listening audience, but I'll tell you this. One thing that I know that we'll agree on, and everyone in this listening audience will agree on, the metals, that's where it's at. And we're going to check in with William Youngerman with this morning's gold report. William Youngerman, good morning. Good. How are the metals looking today?
Metals are looking a little bit better than yesterday. Yesterday we had a major dip in the precious metals after a $10 drop on Wednesday. We had a $40 drop yesterday. That on the heels of Tuesday's rally to over $1,800 on gold. Unfortunately, it was unable to sustain that rally for at least a second day. And then profit-taking came in and sellers came in, and we saw a nice dip, giving us a great buying opportunity yesterday. Yesterday we saw gold close down $40.40 at $1753.70. It got down as low as $1745, but then shot back up to that $1750 range. And the 1750 major support did hold for the rest of the day. That being said, it did give us a great buying opportunity. We see a lot of physical buying coming in. Silver was down 95 cents at $22.87 the ounce. Platinum closed down $14 at $9.26, and palladium was up $29 at $1,964. This morning we've got, as I said, a little bit of a rise in gold, up $4.30 from the lows. At right now at $1,758 the ounce. Overnight we saw gold trade in a range of $1,752 to $1,768. Silver's at $22.85, down 2 cents. Platinum is up $24 at $950, and palladium is up $6 at $1,970. Now, dips like this do happen in the precious metals. The last one we had where it gave us amazing buying opportunity, but for literally just a couple of days, was back in March when gold spiked all the way down to $1,676 and then turned around with a vengeance and was back up by May to over $1,900. So these are not unusual things, but they do give us a great buying opportunity.
Now, all the metals are available for immediate delivery. That means you walk out with your metals. I'm assuming most people, William Youngerman, when they come in, they take their gold, they take their silver, they take everything in coins mostly, right? Really? When people come in, do they usually have a preference? I want this kind of coin, or do they just get what they get? How does it, when someone comes in, how does the transaction work?
A lot of times they know what they want. Other times, if they're new to buying precious metals, they seek our advice, and then we're able to craft a portfolio of the precious metals designed especially for their needs and their financial situation.
Yeah, so it's not just walking in and buying the metals. You actually are there to consult, give advice, which metal they should be into. It's interesting. So it's more than just a place to go and buy the metals. You get some expert advice on what to buy, how to buy, and everything else. Listen, give William Youngerman a call. They open weekdays at 10, 1-800-327-5010. 1-800-327-5010, online, williamyoungerman.com, or just stop right in. Located at 150 East Palmetto Park Road in Boca, on the first floor of the Bank of America building, just east of US 1 Federal Highway, on the south side of Palmetto Park Road. All right, William Youngerman, have a great weekend. We'll talk next week. Okay. All right, take care. Let's, I want to tell, don't even forget, over the weekend, for the first time, I'm going to travel over to Richard Pearl's Simply Natural. It's the first time I've been there since the passing of Richard Pearl, and I want to tell everyone the new hours at Richard Pearl's Simply Natural in Sunrise. Okay, they're open Monday through Saturday. I'm going to stop in tomorrow, Saturday. They're closed on Sundays, and the new hours are 11 a.m. to 7 p.m. 11 to 7, Monday through Saturday. Okay. and they're open for business during those hours, and everyone working over there has been trained by Richard Pearl himself, some of them for over 2 decades. So when you call or you stop in Simply Natural, you are dealing with experts trained by Richard Pearl. So, yeah, and if you're over there tomorrow, maybe you'll run into me because I'm going to stop by. I gotta pick up, replenish my supplements, and because I'm almost out. That's true, maybe. And if maybe you'll run into both of us. The way things are sounded today, we may not be there together, but listen, you can give them a call. They do ship anywhere if you can't make it into the store. 954-741-4045. 954-741-4045. Simply Natural is located in Sunrise, just north of Sunset Strip on the east side of University, in the shopping center where the IHOP is. All right? And I'll be there tomorrow sometime, as will Steve at some point, sometime too. All right. Do you want to take another call or two? Or all right. Steve is, by the way, calling us from the Matrix today, obviously. Good morning. You're on the radio.
Yeah, John, Uncle Chuck.
No, yes, John.
They're doing this flooding. They're flooding zone. They're giving us all these things at once. And each one of them, if you watch carefully, they're pushing towards victory.
Well, what you're saying, they have so many... They have so many scandals in the air, like you can't even focus in on one. Like this thing they did with the banning the flights over the bridge in Texas. That's a speed bump. The media be a little pissed off for a day or two, then they're going to move on to the next scandal. They can't. Afghanistan's forgotten. It's been so long ago, the media can't even find Afghanistan on the map anymore.
Over the next 6 months or whatever, it's through the next election. There's a series of horrendous events for Biden, ending in a
No. Biden is getting rich right now. He sold Afghanistan to China. I know there's some corruption in this submarine deal because he really pissed off the French. So he did he made some money off this submarine deal. The way he handled it, that he's working on this week. He's a corrupt public official. His agenda is to set his family up financially for the rest of their lives. He doesn't care how any of these things turn out. And he certainly doesn't care about a poll. And he really doesn't care what Fox News says.
I don't think anybody should. They should look at Fox News with a...
Okay. All right. Okay. No. We're not going to end these notes. It's been a rough day on the phones, I must tell you. Some of our callers, you guys listening aren't aware of this, have been completely out of control today. Some of the things that came out of... well, you weren't here for a huge chunk of it, Steve, early, with some of the callers that I'm talking about. And it's easy because you're in denial to the truth, This is you're not... You don't want to accept what's going on. You're in denial. Time will tell. That's correct. But I can tell right now, you are you're in denial. But I'll tell you what you're not in denial about. It's the show's over, so we got to sign off. You want to sign us off?
On behalf of our technical director Tyler Kane, my partner, a little stubborn, little bullheaded, and overexposed to the internet, Brian Craig, and I'm yours truly, Steve Kane. We will see you tomorrow at
no, Monday.
Monday.
Yeah, today. This is the last day of the week.
Last day of the week. We'll see you Monday. God bless America.
Seniors, Medicare open enrollment is coming. IWIL Advisors has all the education you need to make an informed decision about your plan for you and your family. IWIL Advisors specializes in every aspect of Medicare and what options are most likely to help or hurt you. And that way you can get a plan that fits your lifestyle and needs at an affordable rate. Call Debbie at 954-753-8080.
I know I'm fine, Jacqueline. I know I'm fine.
954-753-8080.
Just frustrated. Just frustrated,
a tire. At Friendly Tire, just $75 a tire. That's a $100 savings per tire. Tires for my daughter Emily's car, $135 at the shops around town. The price at Friendly Tire, only $65. That's a $70 savings per tire. These prices are on the door and on the road. Free mounting and balancing, and no added charges. Friendly Tire have a great selection of good used tires too, starting at just $30 for most cars. Call my good buddy Friendly Mike at Friendly Tire. Tell him what you drive, and he will give you a great low price right over the phone. 954-977-9445. Online, friendlytire.net.
This is Scott from Cut My Kilowatts. Give me a call today to save up to 50% on your installation, radio and up to 35% on your...
All right, guys, hey, listen. Thanks for watching. Make sure you're subscribed. And everybody hit that like button before you go. That helps a lot. Hit that like button. That gets this video recommended to other people that think like we do. All right? I'll see you guys later. Look out for my new